Hello everyone. Just me to start with, but I think I'm gonna very quickly be joined by some people. You'll have to put up with me sounding like this because this is just how I sound right now. And the low energy as well. But we got a load of fun games. We got Noxian Crusade vs Cataclysm. We got Just End against Quad Nation Intellect. We've got DCTR versus Quad Nation Inferno. So strap in, strap up and strap on for some great games done in ASMR style, I guess. Oh my god. The poll did end. It looks like people are most excited to see Just End versus Quad Nation Intellect. So that's in the middle, so we'll get to that at some point. We are starting a bit early, but hey ho, who cares? We'll go straight to the games, because why not? So, Noxian Crusade versus Team Cataclysm. Noxian Crusade, we've got Vink in the top lane, playing the Urgot. Turalur in the jungle on his Nocturne attack on Rat is playing the Predator Annie. Fulminare has his Vayne and Svenno is on his Janna. On the other side for Team Cataclysm, we have Ainsley in the top lane on the Gnar. Cathasair in the jungle on Volibear. Jubs. Not sure how to say. I'll call him Jub. Jub is in mid lane with Syndra, and the bot lane of Kenes and Kurst are playing Lucian Lulu. You're assuming we can't see the bans. Unfortunately, no. If I'd been sent a screen of the picked bans, I could have put it up. But I don't know. I don't think I've been sent them for these games, so we don't have them, unfortunately. But yeah, these are the champions that made it through. These are the team comps we've got. Game 1, all ready to go. We may as well go straight into it. There are some interesting things to note. Urgot does have press the attack, whereas Gnar has fleet footwork. So Gnar just looking to try and kite the Urgot around a little bit with the extra move speed for fleet footwork. And try not to get poked out too heavily in that early game. Predator Annie, so we're looking for lots of roams from attack on Rat. That is very much his style, is to play the more supportive sort of mid laner, try and get the two side lanes ahead. It'll be interesting to see how Jub is able to nullify that. Both supports playing enchanters but have taken Ignite. A very interesting choice. Not so sure how good of a choice it is in a situation like this. Especially, yeah, when not both ADCs have heal as well. There's not all that much healing in the game. Exhaust is just such a better rune. I mean, Fulminare of course did take Exhaust. Svenno's got Ignite, but that could have been a heal maybe. Just not much happening straight away. We do see Jub knows to abuse the fact corrupting pot exists. Has started with that. Both junglers are starting on the bottom side of the map. Press the attack on the Volibear means we would probably expect to see the Volibear win the 1v1 early on. So I have to see whether Cathasair here is able to get anything done against Turalur. Well, AC and Vink with some trading. Kenes and Kurst of course want to try and bully this Vayne out in the early game, not let her get up to our items. And not too much to say straight away about this early game. Because we'll just be watching, pretty much farming. AC does have the range advantage. Even my brain's slow thinking of words at the moment. Does have the range advantage against the Urgot, so I would expect him to push in. Svenno taking a lot of damage there. Maybe not exactly what you want. There is no heal. Fulminare does have Exhaust, so could try and keep Svenno alive that way. So you have to be careful, Lulu. A very strong early game champion because of the use of that Pigs. There's Ainsley going in, putting some nice damage down onto Vink, but Vink's turning it around and he's backed up by CoraL, who's already here. Ainsley, 30% HP, the flash forwards to make sure the fear goes down. Who are they going to give it to? Oh, I thought they were going to give it to CoraL, but they're not. That's the Ignite trade, and I'm not sure how Kenna's got so low in that bottom lane. Of course, if you don't know about the Annie Syndra matchup, it's pretty much heavily Syndra favored unless Annie gets ganks. Um, Annie will pretty much never win that on her own, but with some early ganks, it's pretty easy to get the kill onto the Syndra. Looks like it will be a 4-man actually in the mid lane, but Jub just has the ward down, realizes something is up. Bot lane is gone as well, and we'll just back off. Ainsley taking a lot of damage after having to TP back. Less than 250 health. Will be able to slowly heal up with the fleet footwork, but can't feel the best only having those boots. Cathasair did actually manage to smite away that Scuttle, but he might go down. 150 health left. Attack on Rat flashing over the wall. That's a lot of damage. The auto attack is just enough from the Annie to pick that up. Jub is left alive, trying to trade back onto attack on Rat, but can't quite pick up the return kill. Red buff on the Annie as well means that she will be able to come back to lane and be pretty happy about trades. Big wins there for the side of Noxian Crusade. Let's see that they have slowly gotten an advantage. No real advantage built up in the bottom lane. CS lead in the top lane, as you'd somewhat expect. But Urgot does have that pickaxe in comparison to the Nars boots, so can maybe feel a little bit more safe and secure in that lane. First Drake is a Cloud, so not particularly impactful in the early game. Not the Cloud you particularly want to see, unless you think you can get the Drakes stacking incredibly fast, in which case then it's great because it means you're not going to get the Cloud Soul. Ainsley actually taking a lot of damage as Vink just throws him backwards. Forced down to 200 health again. We'll probably have to back.
Hello.
Hello, welcome, welcome. Can you see the game?
I can indeed see the game.
Perfect. So I will add you as well to the thing that says the caster names. What would you like to do? Would you like to do some play-by-play or some colour?
We will just rock it as we rock it.
Rock it as we rock it, great.
Because that is probably the easiest.
Yep.
So just making sure. Noxian Crusade versus Cataclysm?
Yes. This is the game. Noxian Crusade on the left, Cataclysm on the right. Noxian Crusade slightly ahead so far.
Both perfectly strong teams.
Perfectly strong teams. Yeah, so far few nice early collapses from Noxian Crusade have got them a slight lead. The return gank in the bot lane coming in again. Svenno could be in a lot of trouble. Does have flash up, but the stun goes down. There's the ignite. Kill given over to Kennes. That is who you want it on. Pominari though is just fearless with the minion wave, trading back.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, it was just a kill onto the support, which isn't really going to put Fulminari too far back.
But you can see the zoning coming out.
Oh.
Power of picks. Those extra picks autos. So Jub was doing quite well in the mid lane actually, but then the Annie got given, managed to pick up a kill and a red buff, which sort of changed that lane up.
Yeah,
Svenno
always can be a red buff that can
almost walks
change
into
something
melee
up.
range.
I assume that the Nami pick was banned in this game.
Don't know, but I would assume so too. Kenna's being taken so low in knock-up. The heal comes out, keeping him alive. Polymorph, and it's traded
Ooh.
backwards and forwards. I think, though, that should be advantage still to Noxian Crusade, as I think the wave's in a much better state for them. It will slowly push in towards them if I'm not wrong. Let's have a
I
look.
believe so.
Oh no, looks like it is being
Oh,
pushed.
but what we have to remember in this game is that Fulminari is playing for the late game. He's not, you can get a kill on him on the side of Lucian, and
Oh, that's a
Lucian will be
nice
able to
gnaw
be
back
ahead.
into the tower, though. Ring taking a lot of damage, having to flash away. Ainsley following up, less than 200 health for the Urgot. And the boulder goes down. Meanwhile, Svenno
Oh,
somehow ends up in melee range of a volley bear.
unfortunate.
Svenno does know Janna's ranged, right?
It's surprising to see this, considering he plays a lot of Nami.
He plays a lot of Janna as well, but having a bit of an off day. It's a nice takeaway there from Noxian Crusade. Oh, there's so many of them here. I don't think there's any ult left on the Lulu. They're trying to trade it around. Turilla actually does go
Oh,
down. Nice from the bot lane there of Cataclysm to actually pick one up in return.
but I think all in all, they're putting Vayne into the game very early still.
Yeah, and that Vayne is going to be a big issue, especially if she picks up any sort of magic resist, then you won't be able to burst her down with the Syndra.
Oh, we could be seeing maybe a Wit's End on the Vayne then?
I wouldn't be too surprised. There is a lot, quite a decent chunk of magic damage on the enemy team. They've got the Syndra, they've got Lulu who's going to provide more magic damage. Volibear has some pretty decent burst with his E in terms of magic damage, and even Gnar with his auto attacks. Does more, but there's
Oh,
a big trade fight coming down in the bot lane. Looks like Fulminari and Svenno are actually winning it, condemn into the wall. Shields are coming out. It's not quite enough. Fulminari being taken low. Jub is here now, but can't quite get in range. The ultimate, but it's an absolute disaster for the side of
and that's
Cataclysm.
just not what you want to see from Cataclysm. It's just Fulminari getting more and more ahead. Oh,
Yeah, and here's a big trade in the top lane. Maybe Cataclysm managing to get something back, but Vink very tanky. Who are they going to give it over to? I'm not sure about Volley taking that. I think I would have preferred to see it on the Gnar.
yeah, I have to agree. But then keeping this volley equal in the game might not be a bad shout because he is behind on the CS, whereas Ainsley is ahead.
It sort of depends on what build they're both planning to go. Turilla are actually taking the 1v1 against Ainsley, but Ainsley would just hop away, getting close to going Mega.
Both teams have opted to go for very heavy team fight kind of comps as well.
Yeah, I expect to see some really equal 5v5s later on in the game. It's interesting that the plates in the bottom lane were actually in favour of Fulminari and Svenno. You don't really expect to see that when there's a Vayne. Svenno with the gank into the top lane, gets stunned up. Maybe a bit far forwards, but Moby Boot should turn
Yeah,
on fairly soon.
playing very, very aggressive on this Janna.
I just want to see a Janna insect come out at some point. Oh, Kenna's going onto Fulminari. Slow does not connect, but that's a decent chunk of damage. They will shove this in. They know the Janna is not bottom side. Playing incredibly safe though, actually choosing to take the back.
Yeah, I mean, at this point you think maybe we just pull down the volley bear, go for a dive, but they just want to reset on it. It does look like Kennez has picked up Gale Force though.
So that'll be why the reset was taken. Finish that mythic and then maybe try and use that. I mean that's a Moby Boots Janna. You never catch up to a Moby Boots Janna.
I'm not a fan of mobility boots anymore. I don't think it's a great item.
Neither do I. There's certain times, but there's a knock up. Ainsley will go Mega, just throws Vink away, doesn't get the stun. will slowly jump away.
We have to question why Svenno is putting so much pressure into top lane right now, especially when you've got
There's
this
Monsoon.
Vayne. Ooh.
Stun does just miss. Nice flash from Sveno. I think it's because it's the only sort of losing lane. They want to try and get the
Ooh.
Urgot ahead. This did not start at 50-30. No, it did not. I am sorry, but I decided to go a bit early. Gives me extra time in between the games if I need to go and get like medicine or something. But Tiralura is
Ooh.
going into the bot lane. The ultimate is used from Lulu Cullen coming out, but it's not quite enough. They will pick up one onto
Ooh.
the Vayne, and the shield is just enough to keep him alive. Double kill over to the Lucian, and Cataclysm coming straight back into the game. Svenno in the top lane again. Just,
Yeah, and you see the problem with Svenno roaming here.
oh, but
You're
he's
leaving
being
full
taken
Minari.
incredibly low, less than 200 health. Moby boots are off. Ainsley should be able to just, yep.
It's just not going right for them for Noxian Crusade right now.
No, what looked like quite a strong early game has very quickly turned against them.
I,
Svenno
I
trash.
just Svenno not being in the top side of the map is in the bottom side of the map is very problematic right now. Because if they had that Janna there for that bot lane fight, that easily becomes the two for nothing for Noxian Crusade. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, they went over to Cataclysm for a two for nothing.
and you can see the idea behind it. Try and get, assume your 4 Vane's going to be able to survive in the 1v2 lane. Try and get the Urgot into a point where he can fight the Gnar successfully, but it just doesn't work out and too much invested. Rift Herald actually used in the bottom lane. That's a lot of damage from Fulminari, but 3 are here to follow up. Kenna's being taken incredibly low, goes too far forwards and will get taken down. I think there's a flash
And
over the wall.
Fulminari is still alive here.
Meanwhile, there's a fight up top, and Vink will get the execute onto the Gnar. It's actually being turned around in the bot lane as well. Kathasari being taken incredibly low. The damage from the Vayne is just too much. Now attack on Rat will put some damage into the mid lane tower. I feel like we're just casting cursing each team. We're just like, oh, it's not going well for this team, and then that team turns it around.
I don't curse anyone. I say what I see.
Yeah, that's the classic cast curse. You say something, and then the opposite
Everything just seems to
immediately
go
happens.
opposite.
I feel like both of the teams are slightly uncoordinated
Ah, welcome.
in the way that what they want to do in the game. That's why what results into so much of those skirmishes and yeah, well, and you're losing some, you're winning some.
Agreed.
I
And
think if the coordination gets better throughout the game for either one of either of the sides, I think they'll have more than they'll just become the superior team and they're gonna snowball out of control.
mhm. And if, like, as we say about the Janna, if they're leaving Fulminari into that 2v1 lane, why do we send Turaluri down there with his ultimate? It just seems very unsynchronized.
Oh, but there is a big engage in the mid lane. Torello jumping in. That's so much damage. The stun from Annie. They'll get one. They will pick up the Lulu. They're giving it over to the Vayne. Kathasar as well, going incredibly close.
I think Herald should be the option right now for Noxian Crusade. It should be pretty free, and they can take the mid lane tower as well. And I like this engage. That was actually coordinated. I think if they keep on doing this plays when basically on a Nocturne's cooldown of his ultimate, then they are definitely up to winning this game.
Definitely indeed. And Svenno going very close. Maybe Boots will get turned off by Kenneth, but it's not enough. Katsar taking a lot of damage from the Vayne. Still going forwards. Forced to use the ultimate. Can just see Fulminari has no fear right now.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne with 8 kills in 17 minutes, who would you fear? I think you still need to fear Syndra. You're in the way of field ball. That's
Syndra, not
Syndra is
finished the
level 11.
Ludens yet. I think you still got a little bit
Oh
of
yeah.
time, maybe. As soon as that Ludens comes through, though, you'll be a bit worried.
I want to actually see if Vayne decides to go for Wit's End in this game. Because I think, even though the item got nerfed, I think it's still gonna be super strong. But there is a fight up in top lane.
Yep, Pink is in a 1v3 flashing across the wall fighting cannons, but there's no way he wins a 1v3 there. Will get taken down, and it's given over to the Lucian.
I know you're in dangerous position, but to finish my idea, I think realistically, unless there is gonna be big flank from Gnar or from Volibear, there is nobody who can actually kill Vayne. So if he runs Fifth End in this game, the only basically or the only thing that can kill Vayne right now, I think, or
Oh, but there's the paranoia into the mid lane. They found Syndra, Sveno just living, but the cannon! Cannon MVP picking up the kill.
so there's realistically only one who can get on Vayne. But I think Notion and Crusade are doing so good job on of shutdowning Syndra. I think it's a bit of problem with mispositioning, as Syndra was in mid of mid lane without no vision of a Nocturne.
Turalo
But
bullying Kathasar a little bit in his own jungle. Maybe caught out. Nara's coming down. Turalo actually going for the fight. Maybe didn't realize Kirst was there to back him up. Being taken quite low, looking for the flash
I
across the
think
wall, but oh, Nar
ooh,
fails the hop. And
Lure is out.
he,
Is he out?
oh,
Just
that
keep your
does get
chasing.
cancelled.
Sveno level 9.
Oh, Syndra is on
King
the
is
flank.
level 9.
Sveno will get taken down, but now Ainsley has been found by Vink. Will jump out across his Lulu's head. Expect that not much is going to come out of this one.
I think Sveno is playing so risky and taking unnecessary risk when the rest of his team is winning. The full main R is 8-2, so I don't understand why Sveno is like in the middle of mid lane without any kind of proper defense.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game so far since Sveno. Definitely not one of his better games. Seen him run into melee range a couple of times. But Ainsley with the engage, he pushes something back. That's a double stun coming out. Attack on route stunned up. It's half health done by Wonky. Looks like maybe Cataclysm want to fight, but it's being turned around. Cataclysm backing away. Paranoia is popped. Jumping in, Turilo trying to put the damage down. He's not actually taken out. Volibear jumping onto him will take him down in the meantime. Attack on rat incredibly low, but that's a Vayne on the backside trying to get the Lulu flashing away. Meanwhile, Ainsley will get taken down as well, and the Vayne is just too strong. It's a lot of damage. Won't actually go for a jump, managing to just stay alive.
Yeah, pretty good fight for Noxian Crusade. They win 4-4-1, and they actually steal Drake as well. But
Ooh,
look at Sveno again, looking for a kill that I don't think that's like needed
it's
to
waiting for
be taken.
Fulminari to come around the opposite side. A flash away. There's the stun though. It will get traded back and definitely not worth it. That's,
Big shutdown for Syndra here.
yeah, 1,000 gold into the one person who realistically can kill the Vayne.
Yes, I think it's just
Oh, teleport as well. It doesn't end yet. Ainsley knows where Sveno is, knows there's the Moby boots on the Janna. We'll just run her down. Let's predict with the
but
tornado
it's
there,
Janna.
but
She still has her moon
Hop
something.
is up. I would expect Ainsley to be able to get this one, but maybe not.
Everyone hates the Janna.
In a little bit of trouble. Predator being popped by the Annie. Didn't get Mega in time.
Oh yeah, good job to Sveno for baiting this out, knowing how exactly he needs to run
Yep.
away. But here,
Cursed face checked into Turilo, not expecting the Nocturne to be behind him.
so another kill for the side of Nocturne Crusade. This time for Nocturne, getting their lead up to 4k gold right now. And I think Baron is an option for them to run it with two people dead, the game being 25 minutes, and Vayne having completely two items. And
Yeah.
I think the third item that Vayne has that is Hardbound X, I believe. I think that's gonna be the Wit's End. I don't think you can build it into anything else.
No, probably not. They are starting up this Baron.
They're gonna
Cataclysm
be
are
spotted.
walking.
They're gonna be spotted, but my Volibear is nowhere close to steal
It
it.
is
But
going down very
the rest of the
slowly.
team is collapsing.
They found
Urgot gonna
Vink.
TP in the middle of 5 people. He's gonna die, but I think this should give
1k on the Baron.
enough time to finish the Baron. 40 sacrifice, but they need to run now.
Oh, there's the flash in. They found the Janna. Monsoon being taken incredibly low. They will pick up the one. Fulminare's in an awkward position. Will actually go on to Kenneth condemn into the wall. He picks up that one. Jubb now is the only real damage left alive to try and take down this Vayne. Fulminare trying to
I mean,
go for the
kiting.
1v5.
There is Lulu speed up. There
Attack
is
on Rat
NA as
across
well.
the
She has
wall.
flash.
There's the Tibber stun onto 3, 2 deleted instantly. Jubb being taken incredibly low. Meanwhile, Ainsley has found Turalur.
And Ainsley is gonna drop as well. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be 2-4-4 for Noxian Crusade and the Baron for them. So yeah, a really nice comeback from Annie that she went back and helped Wayne out. That was really huge. And I think this game is probably not gonna get harder as the goal lead went from 4K now to 7K, and Dragon is spawning soon, and Noxian Crusade are ahead, and they have all the control they need, and they are on a soul point. So I think they're just gonna secure this Drake in 40 seconds, and uh, probably then go finish the rest of the game with the remaining Baron.
Yeah, and that mountain is just going to make the Vayne so much harder to kill.
Any up in top lane with TP, so he can join at any point. But I don't think she even needs to TP. She's just gonna make one member of Cataclysm, I believe,
Yep.
team. Yeah, Cataclysm busy, which in this case is gonna be Syndra. And without Syndra, I mean there is just no way that Noxian Crusade can be even scared. Like they don't need to be scared because there is no Syndra. There is no threat to this lane. There is no threat to
And there's
Elsavian anyone.
Mount Soul Paranoia into the mid lane. They're looking for the Volibear. Take it incredibly low. Nardo stunned up. Will go down. And yeah, with about an 8,000 gold lead right now, you'd expect them to just close out this game. Flash across the wall from Fulminare's
Fulminaris
found the
flashing to the
Lulu.
base. Three-shotting the
Cullen coming out, but not quite enough. They're trying to chase down the Lucian. Fulminare using the exhaust. They do get the Lucian. Svenno in the mid lane by himself. And I mean, you do get the
oh
counter
my.
kill. I'm not sure the ult's worth it from the Syndra, but
I think it's definitely worth because you get kill, you need to get some kind of gold to uh, try to get yourself back to the game. Also, you're removing all the protection for Vayne. You're removing the speed buff, you're removing the Ardent Sensor, you're removing the Monsoon.
yep. But for example here, it shouldn't be able to kill Fulminare. Oh, it did actually manage to kill him. That's engaged though from Vink. He did pick up one in return, but he's now in a lot of trouble. Left in a 1v3, stuns just being layered on top of each other. Nothing he can do.
It was a good fight for Cataclysm. They did a good job finding Vayne, finding Janna, then finding Vayne. But I think this goes on a Noxian Crusade not doing the right decision. They went to chase Lucian, which left basically Janna alone in mid lane. Now Vayne was kind of baiting, not expecting the amount of damage coming from side of Cataclysm. So I think it's like how would I say it? Like not mistakes, But it's like Notion and Crusade are being cocky that, oh, we are winning so much, so there is no way that we're losing. But then
Yeah.
you're gonna give a few kills here and there, and suddenly, oh, we're not winning anymore, and we're in trouble.
Oh, Turlo has found Kenners in the top lane, but nothing will really come out of that one.
I think as well, Noxian Crusade think they have the late game because there is the Vayne, right? She's probably or one of the strongest late game AD carries that exist in the game.
Yeah.
And then there is Nocturne, there is Janna to protect her, there is Annie who's dealing a lot of damage. But I think there is still the Syndra that can do big
Ainsley
problems.
finding Fulminare, getting the stun, putting some decent damage into the vein, but she'll just heal up and turn this right around, pick up the kill. Kathasa jumping in will be able to get the stun, but I'm not sure they have the damage to finish this. Fulminare just walking backwards, auto-attacking. Sonya's coming out from Kathasari, but here's the Annie. Stun going down, ultimate comes out, and that's just a full team wipe.
That's an ace for Noxian Crusade, and I think this is gonna be end of the game. I think they have plenty of time. They have more than 30 seconds on basically anyone to be responding. They have wave coming, and they are 5-manning the towers. So I think well done by Noxian Crusade in this game. I think a bit of the early game or the early mid game was a bit sloppy, and then obviously the ending
Yep.
was a bit rougher as well, with a few bad decisions. But I think they're just gonna finish the game without problems now.
Yep. Looks like they're trying to turn around for one more fight, maybe. Ainsley does get
Keep
the
on fighting.
Mega, but won't really be able to do much from it. Turella will just auto down the Nexus, though. Willie, they're waiting until the last second, seeing if they can pick up any more kills.
Let's get a KDA.
Get that KDA. And that will be game one going over to the side of Noxian Crusade. And if I can remember how to change this stuff, there it is. And I will load up game two ready to go, but is there anything you guys would expect to be banned or have been banned for game two?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. After I didn't see the first few minutes of the game, so I don't know how Wayne got that strong. But I think with a better early game that I think Cataclysm can gain, there is no need of banning the Vayne. Um, so
Indeed, they did not ban the Vayne. As we can go to game two, we can see that Cataclysm this time they have Cho'Gath in top
don't.
lane, Lee Sin jungle, Job has Syndra again in the mid lane, but this time Kenners has the Vayne, take it away, and Kirst is playing Nautilus on the enemy team. In the top lane, Vink has Tahm Kench, they have an Amumu in the jungle for Turalur. Attack on Rat's playing Veigar in the mid lane, Fulminare is playing Samira AD carry, and Sveno has the Lux support. And I'll just straight up press play and we can go straight into the game. Anything stand out to you guys about these two teams, runes or summoner spells,
Um,
matchups?
I'm kind of surprised to see Samira. I don't think she's like that popular right now overall. And maybe Veigar. Uh, is it the same matchup? Is it not? It was Syndra into
It was Syndra into Annie last game.
yeah, Syndra into Annie. I guess I attack on the red like Seordles, but here
Yeah, it does tend to play
Vayne
the more
okay.
sort of supportive mid lane. Vink actually will have
Yeah.
spotted Cataclysm out there, so they know what's coming out. Um,
So yeah, I think other than that, I don't see anything being like surprising. But I don't know how the draft went. If it was if it's Syndra into Veigar or Veigar into Syndra. I think Veigar may have again a bit of problems because he's super low range. So basically, only option or only way that he can get on Syndra is to flash, use his flash. So that is definitely going to give the Syndra some advantage. And yeah, I think it's like yeah. Again, I think it's just Syndra against the world, kind of. I would say,
Kenna's
but this time she has Vayne to kind of back her up, damage wise. That's why I want to see how this Lee Sin is gonna be played out. Because watching Lee Sin is always either amazing experience, because the champion is just too flashy, or if Mindless is not gonna have a kind of good game.
can
That
look.
I hope he will, because I want to see the insane insects coming out of the Lee Sin.
Yes. One thing I would track as well is when this Nautilus hits 6, I expect we'll see a lot of fights in the bot lane. If you know about Nautilus Lux matchup, all you gotta do on Nautilus, you press Alt on Lux, you dodge the light binding, then you kill her. And
It
that's
sounds
literally how you play
simple.
the matchup. It's yep. So Fulminara and Svenno will be looking to try and get far enough ahead early that Kenez and Curse will not be able to kill them at 6. Curse actually, I'm not sure if the hook was on cooldown there or just not looking for it.
You can see Lee Sin clearing the whole top side of Amon, but Amon was fully aware of it, so he takes some of both side. But right now they're gonna both meet on a crab, and I think this is where we're gonna see first kind of fight. As Mindless hits his Q, gonna go in, but attacker on the red is there first. And this in the 1v2 scenario is gonna flash over the cage, gonna shield himself. Syndra is there, he's gonna land a
Flash
stun yet.
forwards,
He's flashing forward.
first blood
Did
into
she
the
not have
Vigor, but
cooldown? But yeah,
surely,
just gonna auto attack Vigor to death, and now with help of Headshar on a Cho'Gath, she's gonna get her second kill of the game. And I think this is a pretty good start for Syndra.
yes, that's going to be an incredibly hard lane for the Vigor to play now. Um, unless Syndra decides to start tier. But that's still a blasting wand to an amp tome. Oh, there's the hook onto the
Land,
Lux.
gonna
And
land on the Lux, and Lux just get one shot. But
oh,
Fulminara is gonna trade one kill back. So that's actually, and because the kill ended on a Nautilus instead of Vayne, I think it's actually better for Fulminara and Noxian Crusade.
yeah, they will be able to push in um, that wave. Mindless coming up for the gank onto Vink, but Vink is going in onto the tower. That's less than 100 health. The Cho'Gath will go down. Stun in the mid
And
lane,
that
however. And attack on Rat with the slow
she's
speed
dead.
bet. And
Turlur is gonna
Mumu,
land his Q,
he wants
and I
his
think
doubles back.
and he'll get him.
Buff
Uh,
transfer
the,
complete.
yeah. The thing is, Tahm Kench so strong in the early game. Actually, not strong, it's broken. And the problem with Kaskar, what he did in this, he TP'd top, then he lost the trade because he was level down. So he lost the trade, he actually died, he got dove, and now he lost so many CS and so much experience.
Yes.
So Tahm Kench definitely ahead, and you can say, yeah, it's Tahm Kench, it's just the body, kind of, or like running slow, but if Tompkins can keep busy, Cho'Gath busy, or maybe even Syndra busy, as he's gonna be killing the Cho'Gath on a sideline in a mid game, I think it is gonna go really well for Noxian
Oh,
Crusade as well.
beautiful hook does find Fulminari. Third hit's cancelled by the bush, though. Still one trade there for Cataclysm.
Would love to see Nautilus landing hooks. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on the
Oh,
bot lane
Kenna's
of.
being zoned out there. Really nice E from the Lux. The exhaust does go down. And it looks like the kill will go to the pockets. And potentially Nautilus as well.
Chris is landing hooks, but they're not winning the fights because he's playing with Vayne and not with strong early champion, and you're playing against exhaust of Samira, and Samira in lane is pretty strong on her own.
Yeah,
So
especially in the
really,
early
really
game.
nice double kill for Samira down bottom in just pure 2v2. Then you can see up in top lane the Kadhas Kadshare Kadhashare. I'm not
Kathasar,
sure his
I
name.
guess.
Kadasar? Oh no.
Don't know. I'm not sure
Poor
we've ever
guy.
been told how to pronounce it, but
Shogat.
ooh.
It's already up in top lane in trouble.
Sven and Fulminari actually cancelled their backs there. They found the Samira. She's turning it around though. He's level 6, almost got the style. Not quite. Kenneth will pick up that 650 gold into the pockets of the Vayne. She can play in the minion wave. Potentially they could get another kill for the Vayne. Nice dodge from the Vantage toss. They will give that over to the Vayne, and that's another 300 gold.
So Wayne getting here two double kills. One double kill. Two double kills would be probably too much.
Oh, and the
Meanwhile, attack on the red dying to that fat Syndra down bottom in mid lane. But Kane is getting the 2 kills is gonna definitely help him out. After those earlier rough fights that he had, this was actually really huge for him.
yeah, and that's definitely a worry for should definitely be a worry for Sveno on those lugs.
Another hook from Curse. He is on some rampage with the hook.
See,
Sveno
they
is gonna run away.
didn't quite have the damage there to finish off the Lux. 100 health left.
I'm slightly surprised. Like, where is the damage always? It's always missing. They're always missing a bit to burst the Lux down. And I think here Shogat is
Is
gonna die as he has no escape. Well, he has
is
some kind of escape. He lands his crowd control abilities, but
Flash
this
will
is
be
gonna
back up very soon.
this is still gonna zone him from XP and minions, and because he needs to recall now, he does not have TP ready yet. Tam Kenshi is gonna get another lead, another free gold, free experience. But
Oh,
now Lee Sin's
Leeson's
heading
behind.
bottom.
Does
He's
miss
gonna
the
miss
Q.
his Q, but I think he's gonna go for a kick
There's a
with a
TP
ward.
behind them.
The
It's a
double
double
TP
TP.
actually. And there is
Curse
someone as
missed
well,
the
so it's
dredge line.
5v3 down bottom for Noxian, and I think they're gonna just secure themselves 3 kills. Arcane, beautiful done by Fulminer, realizing that he can go for this dive.
And it was Cataclysm there just not really backing off at the right time, not realizing double TP, we really need to get out of here, or we need to pull the trigger straight away. They just looked a bit unsure of themselves, and it cost them that trade.
You can see that the Legion is not having the good game so far. 0, 3, and 3. Not getting the kills early on. Yes, he's getting some assistances, but you wanna be more fat as the
Sveno
Legion early on.
behind. Unleashed power
And
though, and
Sveno went made, got deleted. Syndra 5-1 right now. That's a dangerous champion, dangerous damage dealer. So very nice job for Jab, knowing that he can get himself a free kill onto ganking Lux.
yes,
We can see first mythic completed in this game, and it's gonna go Samira and it's Shilbo, obviously.
of course. Still just see more trades. So there's a dredge line onto the Lux, into the ultimate. She should go down here. Will be given over to Curse. That's not the person you really wanted on, but they waited out the exhaust. Fulminari trying to get back into this fight. Dredge line going wide again. That's a lot of damage from the Samira, looking to jump in.
And this is what we were talking about. Oh, I'm at level 6 with the Nautilus. I'm gonna press my button. I'm gonna clock up the Lux, and Lux is gonna get deleted. There is unfortunately no way for Samira, even though she used exhaust to
Yeah, and there wasn't
stop that
even
kill.
there's an even easier way to do that because they hit the dredge line first, but you can just walk up to range and press your R and to make sure that you hit that Q afterwards. It's not a fun matchup for the Lux.
Shogun getting so much damage. Now he's gonna get eaten as well. And he's gonna die. Beautiful solo kill for Town Kench in top lane.
Looks like he's going for the AP Cho'Gath build. Um, Not so sure about that
I
one.
don't understand why there is a AP Shogun build. First of all, you can't in that case you can't fight with Town Kench. Second of all, I don't think your team needs more damage. You already have Vayne, you already have Syndra. I think going AB Cho doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, you
I
don't
guess you
need the CC either. Oh, another hook landed on the Fulminare. Lux missing abilities there. That is the style points. Fulminare doing so much damage. They all just jumped straight into that. That's probably going to end up being a triple for this mirror. Maybe not. We just get to see Vink bullying more in the top lane.
another engage went wrong for Cataclysm down bottom. Again, you land a hook, but then it's like nothing. It's like emptiness. Oh yeah, we are landed the hook, but where is the damage?
Yeah, all just a bit too far
There is the
away.
damage, but
But a
there is also
stopwatch
great
will keep
Zonia.
him alive for a second longer. CoraL now trying to pick up all of this damage. Looks like Jobs realized Lux is there, maybe trying to jump away. Needs to keep dodging the skill shots. Minion damage though, with the ignite, surely Syndra will go down.
And
Or
Lee
if not,
Sin
will
will go down as well. Lee Sin trying to help his Syndra, but he's gonna drop as well, and it's fifth death of the game. And I don't know what to think about, but I think my words coming true as again when I'm saying it's Syndra against the world, because it's always like some kind of damage of for the bot lane of Cataclysm that is missing. Unfortunately, up in top lane, this matchup is just insanely hard. There's nothing you can do, and Lee Sin is not having the best game.
yeah, I do wonder how many stacks we have on the Cho'Gath so far. It does have 2 stacks, so slowly, very slowly stacking that extra HP. Um,
And he's level 9. I feel like he's saving the cooldown so much, thinking that he can kill Tahm Kench. Because I think when you hit level 6, you insta eat. Then you have a minute and a half and to get another stack. And I think with this, it's more than enough time to what you could gain your stacks on the minions, so you can after in a later stage of the game eat the champions without any issue.
And a good way to think about it is each stack. Oh, but Fulminare found in the mid lane, that will be shield bow popped. Lux was also found in the jungle, Svenno in a lot of trouble, jumping over the wall. That looked
Do not
very
fly.
interesting. Looked like the Nautilus ult actually got cancelled there. Didn't know that was possible. That might be a bug,
No,
not
Nautilus
sure.
didn't get cancelled. It just knocked out after she flashed away, I think, or jumped away. Cho'Gath again here in trouble up in top lane. Kenshi's gonna dodge the Q,
Fulminare taking a
but
lot of damage, but the unleashed power was not used. Oh yeah, because she blast coned across the wall, but didn't seem to actually get knocked up afterwards. I don't know, would have to watch that one back, but it looked kind of strange.
ooh, laser. Stopping Cho'Gath from way, giving kill to Tamkin.
Oh, Cursed will face check into 3 and shouldn't be tanky enough to get out of this one, really. Not exactly
Yeah,
where you want to
aftershock,
go.
but there's nothing you can do when Amumu uses Curse of Sadmame. And I think this game is slightly and slowly slipping out of Cataclysm's hands.
Yeah, just a
They're
few too many
currently right now
picks.
losing by 6k gold. It's only 6 kills difference, but the CS difference and the tower difference or the objectives on the map are just going the way for Notion Crusade.
Yeah, the one shining light you gotta remember is they do have Cho'Gath, Syndra, and Vayne. 3 champions that will scale pretty well into this later game. Um, so
I
definitely,
actually disagree. I don't think Cho'Gath is gonna be strong in this late game. as, and just because he's building, in my opinion, wrong items.
He's building AP, so he won't be as strong as he would be, but I think just with the extra health, he's still going to be able to tank up for a decent amount of time. That's a lot of damage thrown onto attack on Rat. The Unleashed Power not quite enough to actually take him down. Mindless will finish off that kill.
Really nice pickup down on overextended Veigar. Also, you get a flash, so that's good as well.
The Dredgeline
I'm only,
Fulminare is
only gonna
around.
run into 4 people, but I think he's just gonna die.
Oh, there's a
Gonna get
TP coming
CC.
in from the Tom Kench. I'm not sure that's where you want to go, but
Run! That's a fat Tam Kench.
kick away
Oh,
to actually keep the Cho'Gath alive is one small void monster. Has he got any more stacks yet? Has he used it on a minion? Yeah, he's used one on a minion, I think.
or
It's
did he?
well, he's not got a kill and he's got a stack, so he must have
Oh
used
yeah,
it
right.
hard.
Yeah. You are completely right.
So slowly
Dragon is
now.
gonna.
Go ahead.
Mid lane tower is gonna drop, and Dragon is gonna be spawning in soon. I think that's gonna be in the eyes of red team here.
Is Infernal Soul. Cataclysm do have some extra time because they did pick up that early ocean, so they don't have to contest the next 1 or even 2 if they don't feel like it. Cursed walking up,
First is
taking a lot
gonna
of
be backed
damage.
by light binding, but he's gonna pop his shield, and he's gonna run away. But
I think
this is gonna
taking.
give position advantage.
I think actually jumping in has absolutely no fear. He will pop the shield. They're turning it around now onto the Cho'Gath. It's not a tanky Cho'Gath. Potential leasing kick opportunity won't be taken.
I think they're just gonna send one guy or maybe 2 guys, and the rest of them could be pushing mid lane. Or they're gonna take the save wave and run just all 5,
I think.
and let Tao Kenji being on the other side zoning the Lee Sin, so Lee Sin can't really walk up in it.
Oh, flash over the wall as well on Fulminare, and it's now there. Gets the exhaust down onto the Syndra, is turning it around. Vinka also going to try and finish off Syndra. Fulminare using the Inferno trigger in the backline, but will go down, and that's a kill over to the Vayne. Vayne will get knocked up here and taken down as well.
I'm flashing forwards to get himself his 3rd kill of the game. So after this dragon is being taken right now, Noxian Crusade are at 7k gold ahead. And I don't think there is, unfortunately, a way for Crusade to do much right now. Vayne is not having 2 items yet. She will need plenty of time to get it. Cinder is strong, but again, I think there is just too much threats. There is Fat Samira, there is super fat Tam Kench, and then you have 3 CC bots. Which yeah, you can land some spells on them, but they are tanky.
Mindless with the practical face check will be forced to flash away. So it's just over the wall here. That's a kick back towards Jub. They're trying to get this Amumu down. Will take him down. The really nice combo outs from Sven, doesn't quite have the damage to finish it. Fulminare taking about half of his health, jumping straight in, but Unleashed Power will just take him down.
Samira not expecting the unleashed power. She did not press her W. Now Sveno is gonna get caught, but eaten and saved by Tam Kench. He's gonna get knocked up.
I think what actually happened there was as she jumped in, we saw Kathasari did use the feral scream, the W on the Cho'Gath, so I think she was silenced, and well, Fulminare was silenced, and he wasn't able to actually use that W.
Oh, you might be right. Mindless is gonna play dodge battle, dodge ball, dodge
He's actually going
something.
in, getting behind Svenno to dodge out from a skill shot. Will the shield be enough to keep himself alive? He did manage to force out the ignite. Ultimate coming out. Syndra is walking up as well. They're trying to bait in this Tahm Kench.
But this Tam Kench is level 13. He's taking basically no damage from Shogun here.
You see he's back to full health. And so now really
It's
out of
actually
position.
huge.
a nice stun coming out from Jubb, but it's not going to be enough to save the top lane. Kenneth, meanwhile, was just farming towards the bottom, as you'd expect. It's
I
taking it
think
back.
King just finished his item right now.
Yep. That is 2
Question
items
is it
now.
enough? Is it gonna be enough? Is he gonna be allowed to kill the Tahm Kench in time? Because as I said, there is Amumu Q and R, there's Veigar E, there is Luxus E and Q. This is so much zone control from the side of Noxian Crusade.
Yeah, that is the Baron as well, going over to Noxian Crusade. I think they're just messing around a little bit now, I think trying to take away the red buff and flashing when he doesn't get it.
I think they have pretty good idea that they are so far ahead that they don't really need Tahm Kench's flash.
Yep, and Bonner will pick up the blue, just pick up most of the jungle here. Assume maybe close to finishing that item, 1300. Is that enough to finish the Infinity Edge there? I think
Yes.
so.
You use Eldorans then definitely.
Yeah,
I'm not building Infinite Edge that often, so I don't know. Actually.
oh, that's half health on the Vicar, but traded back for half health on the Nautilus, because Salmon goes down onto 2. Tyrellur now actually moving back towards his team, realizing there was no one there to put up. They found the Samira, but not
Luminaire.
quite enough damage. I suppose the good thing with the Samira is with any other ADC, their job could flash forwards and use the unleashed power for the kill, but of course Samira can just press W and stop
Oh, there is
most
the
of the
IE on
damage.
Samira from when they're after losing half HP to Syndra. So yeah, he had to sell the doors. I think it's 1500 gold
Yeah, he
when
needed
you
to
don't
buy
have pickaxe.
the pickaxe at about 420, so I think that's about 1300.
It's,
But
yeah, it's 1300, it's 1500, and it's like 1200, I think.
ooh, TP coming in. Vink actually in the backline. Kenneth's trying to work through this Tahm Kench's health. The use of that W, the Silver Bolts. Attack on Rat taking incredibly low. They do get the Syndra down. Pominaris in the backline with the Inferno trigger. There's a flash away from the Vayne. She's still alive. Obi-Wan picked up. It's now Vayne against the world, but yeah, Vigar presses his
Vayne got
outplay button.
yes, Vayne got outplayed. Okay, so Crusade giving here 4 kills and the Drake, and most likely even 5th kill. Is that I don't think Cho'Gath can run away as he does not have flash.
You just jump in. We'll pick up that kill. And you expect them to just sort of run it down mid now, get at least 1 tower, maybe 2, depending how much they're feeling themselves.
I think with them flashing Amumu for this kill as well, I don't think they are scared of anything.
It'll be interesting to see if they try and end the game of this. Vink jumping far forwards. Dredgeline does go onto the Tahm Kench, but that's not who you want to pull forwards. That's the front line down.
Kept missing
Cataclysm.
his E. Can't get
Canis is
in the
trying to
range.
trade back. Fulminary's in the backline. Inferno Trigger used, but he will go down to the Lee Sin. There's a lot of stuns coming out. Lee Sin tries to keep his AD carry alive, but will go down as well because of it. Now it's left to the Cho'Gath to defend a 1v4.
Cho'Gath can do
Stunned.
it. He's
Half
did
health.
how much stacks does he have? Does he have enough
Ultimate
stacks?
thrown
He's not
down.
gonna get he's
He,
not gonna get stacks from this Amumu.
he managed to get one and he's bought enough time for Curse to respawn. It will actually save the game here for a little longer.
If I think if he had more stacks, he would actually kill all of them.
I think if he'd built tank, maybe he could have. Saw just how much damage he was actually taking from them there. It was a lot of damage.
Is he going for Turmoil? Is that how you build Turmoil? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So yeah, the
it looks like he is
Turmoil.
pivoting into tank. He just wanted the extra CC provided by
Yes.
the Everfrost. That's what it's
I
called.
guess there is no better items on Cho'Gath. Or is it? Is there some better item
You
on
you can still
mythic
go
actually?
gauntlets.
Frozen mallet.
Ah, they took frozen mallet out of the game.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
but
Sorry,
yeah,
frozen fist. Yeah,
yeah,
the frozen thingy.
uh yeah, I think that's usually one of the best ones because it just makes you such it makes your hitbox so incredibly massive. You can pretty much frontline for your entire team by yourself by just standing in front of them and absorbing every skill shot.
Right. But do you absorb every skill shot? I mean, do they even have some skill shots?
Um,
Well, a few of
you
them.
could absorb the Tankkench Q. You could stop a Mumu getting a Q past you.
You can stop Lux's Q. You can stop
Well,
Vaker's cage.
y-
I mean,
yeah,
you can get cage all alone. Basically, cage for yourself.
yeah.
Imagine having full
Oh,
cage
they've
for
actually
yourself.
found something really nice insect over the wall there, and the Lux flashing back into the arms of the Lee Sin will go down. TP coming in though, Turalura is jumping onto them. Fulminari's in a bit of an awkward spot here, being zoned out. Attack and right going forwards. Cataclysm aren't happy to walk too far. That's a stun. Misses Fulminari. That could make the difference in this fight. Job now having to walk around. Turalura is zoning them back. They eat the Lee Sin, pull him back. And Job's in a really awkward spot. Unleashed Power will be thrown onto the Smirus. Not enough to pick her up. Inferno Trigger used. Interrupted immediately though. Ken is now left in the 1v4 to try and get this, but will get stunned up and surely will go down from that. Turning it around, does actually manage to pick up the kill onto the Samira, but there's no way that's enough. 16 seconds still on the Cho'Gath. And that
I
should
think it's gonna be out of the game.
be
And
game 2 going to Noxian Crusade.
yeah, I think a really good job by NXC Crusade after again a
Oh,
bit.
but the back, they will actually be forced away.
Cataclysm are not toys, guys. Stop
It's,
playing with them.
I mean, if they manage to lose now, it's their own fault. And I mean, it's not impossible. Cataclysm do have a team where Vayne, if the if the Syndra
Yeah,
gets a nice pick, um, if they get the nice pick onto Fulminari, they could potentially turn it around.
always you can always win a game. And that's coming from experience of last 2 days where I
Yeah,
was playing a bit of solo queue and I won 2 games that we definitely shouldn't won.
I would like them to get solo experience onto the Syndra, if possible. Oh, they see the Tankkench going towards the base there. But yeah, if they
It's
can get
also
Syndra to
solo
16, it makes ultimates a lot easier for her to use. Oh, I think he was using that control ward to hide the regular ward?
fulminare frontlining.
Oh, Job though
Sina's
caught
gonna get
out,
caught and she gonna
instantly
get two
deleted.
tabbed.
You can see Kenna's just is afraid to step up here. Dredgeline does go down onto Fulminari, the ultimate coming out. He's eaten by the time Ken's jumping into the back line for Inferno Trigger, and
Fulminare with a pentakill. I mean, what else you want?
there we go. They got the pentakill. Surely they will end the game now. They're not going to wait around for like 30 seconds, are they?
I would. Another pentakill, imagine.
Another
Pentakill in a Nexus dive.
Oh, but
Or
they
not.
will. We'll end the game. Having saying my CoraL team always gets a penta. That's kind of true. Was on Team Prof before and got the first, I think, double penta in a game. Oh, his AD carry did get the first double penta in a game, and then now another pentakill. So there we go. That is the 2-0 to Noxian Crusade. That will give them the win advantage over Cataclysm. Cataclysm struggling a bit. Not sure what that does to their playoff hopes. I think that might actually confirm Noxian as well. Work it all out later. Um, but we'll head straight on to Just End versus QNI. This is from the lower league. Just End, I think, need to simply win or draw any of their last 3 games, something like that, to get into playoffs. QNI cannot qualify for playoffs. So they're just playing for fun, and we'll see if they give Just End the free playoffs run or if they try and slow him down. Yeah, go ahead. You can take a break. Don't worry about it. I'm going to keep this show going as we jump straight into the next game. Just End on the blue side, Coordination Intellect on the red side. Am I missing something here? I'm going to assume that's supposed to be like that. Okay, anyway, Just End have Volibear in the top for Coin Flip Games, Harry Ties is in the jungle with Xin Zhao, Guido in the mid lane with Silas, Gaming Trooper has Ashe on AD carry, and Sculp is playing Seraphine support. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's, I'm assuming, Senna top lane for GGFF. Lee in the jungle has Hecarim, Baked Bacon is playing Yasuo, Captain Gonzo has Twitch AD carry, and Atomica is on his Braum. And we'll just head straight into it. We'll know soon enough which of these characters is going where for the side of QNI. Looks like they're all running towards the mid lane, or some of them running towards the mid lane. Captain Gonzo will be a little late.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Seconds?
30 seconds.
I need to know who's playing because I don't know who's playing
It's
actually.
Just End is on the blue side, and Coordination Intellect is on the red side.
Just and coordination.
Just End. Yes, they have. Well, actually, they've not really just ended the game that much, but maybe their closing out will be improved this game. Maybe they will be able to just end a bit earlier. But yeah, this is one of those
You're gonna
games that.
stream the game for me. Or I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait.
be delayed
Wait, I
like
forgot.
15 seconds.
Yeah, that was my bad. I forgot about. I have to set up the stream again in between each VOD. It's pretty annoying. But there.
What I think is one of not weird ways, well, or maybe a bit weird ways, is that from the two teams or well previous games, we have no champion that is the same from the previous. Actually, yeah, Volibear, but he's in top lane, not in jungle.
Yep. Comfort is a very big thing for players that in lower elos because I mean a champion can be meta, but if you haven't played it at all and you've played Yasuo for 700 games, just pick Yasuo. Like you're gonna be better at it.
Well, I didn't see Yasuo in a game for 5 years, so I don't know.
We'll have to see. Last time I saw it in a professional game, Perks was inting on it at Worlds. Small trades coming out in the bottom lane. It's an interesting matchup. You'd expect it to be favoured towards the Ashe and Seraphine just because Twitch not that strong early.
I have no clue. Actually, I would need to like think who's winning in this matchup in the bot lane. But in the mid lane, Bacon is gonna get ganked. He's gonna get stunned up.
That's a lot of damage
Not
down.
gonna get stunned up,
Ignite. And that'll be
but
first blood
lifestone.
over to Guido. Yeah, the bottom lane basically goes that you would expect Twitch and Braum to get the win if they can actually get the all-in. But because of how Ashe Seraphine works, you'd never expect them to be able to get the all-in without being poked down a hell of a lot first. So it should be Ashe Seraphine favoured, but it's kind of hard to tell. Now we see
No
the
clue.
stun being thrown down, a lot of damage into the Braum, forced to use the shield, but it's being turned around. Captain Gonzo did actually get a lot of damage down into Gaining Trooper. The heal comes out. You see, was the expunge not used there from Twitch? I guess used it earlier. And Scalp and Gaming Trooper did just... They looked a little too hard on the Braum, who's able to protect himself.
Karam in the mid lane, doing a bit of damage to Guido. Guido just gonna E away, gonna be safe.
Just gonna eat away indeed. Um, yeah.
I mean, this top lane matchup is so interesting though. It's Senna top lane. I didn't see it yet, ever.
I would expect it to get ganked and killed a decent amount, as here we go with the first gank coming out. That's a lot of damage that flash forwards just to make sure they're going to get it. They're going to give it over to the volley bear.
Really nice and easy gank from the side of Just End.
End.
They successfully just ended life of Senna. Unfortunately for them, she's gonna respawn in less than 20 seconds, and she's gonna be
She's got a
back.
sheen. So that's a lot more damage she'll be able to shove into the volley bear. Hecarim though has been just farming up, 32 minions killed, has his sheen and boots.
And he just not ended his. I mean, he's actually just ended his first first wave clear or first jungle clear. Get them, they have pretty nice name. What do you say to the second one? Coordination?
Coordination.
Coordination?
Oh, what, the second team?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're coordination intellect.
Coordination knows.
Yeah. Harry Ty's looking for a potential gank here, standing on a ward though. Yeah, that's never gonna work. You know what, Bacon actually, I was about to say, staying fairly safe in this mid lane, despite having lost that early kill. The Game Trooper on Scalp actually not really managing to build up any sort of lead, despite having a fairly heavy poke advantage.
I think Heritage is looking to gank bottom, but they decided to play it safe.
Yep, we will go away.
And
Looks like
coin flip game is good, actually level 6, so he might start to be looking to get some more fighting, as it's gonna be easier for him to get on
but Lee is
Senna,
here for
but
the gank. Ult is still available for coin flip games, but he doesn't want to use it if he doesn't have to. We'll just dodge out of that one. Slowly walking away as an auto attack cancelled from the Senna in there.
Bacon gonna hit his R, but it's not gonna follow up it. And Heritage, meanwhile, takes a dragon. Really good job punishing the Hecarim ganking top lane.
And that dragon is actually going to mean so much. It means you can take slightly more aggressive trades in this bot lane, because you know you're going to get healed up more effectively. It means the volley bear is going to have a much easier lane into the Senna, as the ocean helps heal him up over the course of that lane.
Heritage is gonna steal blue as well.
Just End doing very well in this early game. Only a 400 gold lead with one dragon, but let's see how it does. It will be the AP Twitch. Baked Bacon in a lot of trouble. There's the knock up into the ult. He will go down, and now Lee is just left to try.
Flip games, you get his R, and he's gonna use it how I expected to prevent the tower from dealing damage, and as well gonna secure him his second kill of the game. And this fight went really well for Just End.
Yeah, not the person you most want that kill on, but you're still happy for Volibear to have it. Will make his laning phase easier yet again. Captain Gonzo jumping into range, putting a lot of auto attacks down. He is an AP Twitch. He will take a lot of damage in return. Ash trying to trade it back. Sponge, but there you see. If the Braum had initially been there with the all-in, and they'd got those stuns, they would have won it. But the power of the Ash Seraphine, when it turns into more of this sort of poke.
Gonzo got revealed by a comet through going invisible. But there is right now, coordination has not CS advantage, summoner spell advantage, and Gaming Trooper getting in a dangerous spot as there is Hecarim with the Ghost and Ultimate that could engage on top of him, but he decided not to.
Yeah, both ultimates are up for their bot lane. That's a lot of damage out. There's the all in, and they will pick up that kill. Big Bacon in a lot of trouble though. Let's knock up into the ultimate. They will get the kill onto Lee as well. And this mid lane is just becoming a bit of a problem for Quad Nation.
Yes, 2 kills for Silas, 0-3 on a Yasuo. That's the Yasuo from a solo queue that you never want to see, unfortunately. But I think Quad Nation still have definitely some plan. There is still the Senna, which is gonna help for sure Quad Nation to
Yeah, that was an
prolong the game.
interesting flash from the volley pair up there in the top lane. And the other thing is they have AP damage. It is AP Twitch, so it's not going to be easy to itemize still against Quad Nation Intellect, as
Is
sure the
Twitch doing
Ninja
actually
Tabby.
magic damage? I don't think Twitch is doing magic damage, even with AP build.
I'm pretty sure
I
his
think
E does a lot, and he builds an Ashes so that he does on-hit AP. But there's a big trade in the mid lane, and Guido will win out on it using the Ignite. Tower's turned off by Coinflip Games. He is just turning around onto the center. Center not throwing down those auto attacks for the extra grasp stacks. Harry Ties in a really awkward spot there, being taken incredibly low. Will get picked up. Coinflip Games will run
Looks
in
like
to
he's
make
gonna
sure.
trade the kill, but I think Lee is gonna get this shutdown for him.
Shut down onto Hecarim, that's a bit scary. But
And Lee actually in the first attempt of gank or counter gank, gonna get himself 2 kills and 2 shutdowns. So let's see how if he can gain some control of the game, if he can help the Yasuo out up in the mid lane, or get Twitch more ahead down bottom. What do you think that should be Hecarim's next plan after taking this free Herald?
so I'll take the free Herald. I expect realistically he should go down towards this bottom lane, especially with the use of Hecarim's ultimate. You can become unstoppable. You can tank a Ashe ult or a Seraphine ult if you um, use it at the right time. And it should be fairly easy to pick up a kill onto an Ashe. It's a very immobile AD carry. It will open up the Drake as well. And if you can get a kill into the Twitch, that's really good for your team. Oh, it does
But
actually
Heretize
hit.
is there first.
The ultimate from the Seraphine will pick up 2, but they just don't have the damage right now. Captain Gonzo trying to turn it around, but that's a lot of damage from Ashe. And Enchanted Crystal Arrow used, sub 200 health, will go down in the end. The AP damage from the Twitch poison is just enough. That's the power of AP Twitch. Atomica being taken incredibly low as well. Flash force from Harry Ties. The shield is not enough to keep him alive.
A really good job by Heretize going for the display. Unfortunately, giving away 1 kill, but 2 are still fine.
Scalp
Scalp
is
now
here.
trying to save Harry, but I think Harry is dead.
Yeah, looks like he'll just give it up. That's another kill into the Hecarim. Hecarim will start to become very strong soon.
I think what Hecarim should do. Unfortunately, he can't do it anymore because he's missing his star. But I think he should try to focus a bit on the mid lane, trying to help his Yasuo out, so Yasuo gets back to the game
Coinflip
and get the
Games.
shutdown of Silas.
Coinflip Games playing on the edge, going in on around 300 health, just expecting that it is the tankier version of the Seraphine that doesn't have much damage early. Basically going, I don't believe you're going to crit me. Guido here has found Lee does have the Yasuo ultimate, so just needs the knock up.
He didn't use the knockup. I don't know if there was a misplay by Silas that he does not have, or he couldn't press his R because of having no vision.
Yeah, hard to know exactly what happened there, but because they have forced the Hecarim back, they could try a
Try
play.
and go secure themselves free Drake. Coinflip game still up in top lane and getting bullied by this Senna. And he's actually not that far behind. He's only 20 CS behind, which I would expect to be way bigger number.
Yeah,
But I think it's the 3 kills that help him out. But here now in mid lane, Bacon is gonna get ganked by Harry Ties,
just
and Guido with the last breath is gonna get a kill.
Wow, Coin Flip Game's actually winning in this top lane here. I didn't notice as well his barrier on the Seraphine, but that will be the pickup there for the Volibear. Meanwhile, Drake is being taken. And Just End are slowly running away with this game.
Like I'm ulting back. That's always what you don't want to do. Especially when you're fat, you want to go in, but you can't go in into 4 people. Especially when there is no one to follow you in the play.
Yeah, the Twitch has to be extremely careful trying to follow up their any sort of CC hits onto him, and the enemy team just turns and kills him instead.
Also, there was no Yasuo as he died in a previous gank, so I think good job for Coordination to not
They're
complete
looking for
this
the
fight.
engaged Gonzo here onto the backline, but that's an ultimate. He will cleanse out of
Great
Gaming
cleanse.
Trooper. Okay, Great Trooper in a lot of trouble, but will get killed there. Meanwhile, shut down in the mid lane. Actually, the Hecarim getting another kill. Bot lane was turned around with a really nice stopwatch from Gaming Trooper.
I think Gaming Trooper Zonias just saved him life right now, and maybe even more kills. Because he, as a Gaming Trooper, got stacked by Twitch's passive for 6 stacks. He pressed Zonias, so Twitch couldn't get a kill, and Scalp managed to auto attack Twitch to death before he was able to use his expunge. I think it's now called.
Yes, I think so. Rift Herald will be used up towards this top lane. They want to try and get the safety of that tower gone away from the Volibear. They will slowly force it
Weber
down.
can't defend this. He's
He
gonna try
does
to,
go in. Unstoppable force.
but there is too much healing on both sides actually.
Baked
Bacon Bacon, I think he's used to it right now.
Yeah,
I
at
think
this point he's not worth any gold, so he or he's not worth much gold, so he's just sort of picking up minions and XP where he can, being a distraction. Still shouldn't really be
but
doing it, but it's not the worst thing.
but problem is that with every death at every level the timer goes up of his death. And by the time he can't defend the waves. So yeah, you're like not giving any gold uh, with your kill, but you're giving away gold with losing the minions, losing experience, losing the
Ooh,
map control.
they're going after Silas here. There is no bounty on him. There's the ultimate used from the bomb. Ultimate from Twitch. It's been put in as well. Guido just stuck in place, and the kill will go over to the Twitch.
A really good job by Coordination, figuring out that Silas is out of position, getting themselves 1 kill back, and reducing a bit of the gold lead they have just and had. But also it's skill for Twitch, and Twitch can
Ooh, Gaming Trooper out of
1v9.
position there, just pretty much face checks a Hecarim, and yep, that's a 1.5 item Hecarim.
The 0 item mash.
She has
So
finished, and she will be going for the Gale Force. That will give her a little bit of extra mobility. Oh, Baked Bacon is just being bullied yet again by Harry Ties. He's taking so much damage. Will go for the
he's gonna land.
ultimate onto the Volibear. Tries to outplay it, but he's
But
just not enough.
Senna is slightly later with her ultimate to save her mid laner. And now she is danger as well as Wolver has flashed. He's
Oh,
gonna
the
flash forward.
backwards WGGFF trying to stay alive, but the tower will be turned off. And Volibear will get that kill.
Well, I wonder if GGFF is actually trying to GGFF in this game.
Oh, we have the chat. We should see when an FF vote comes out. Neither team yet wanting
I
to
think
FF.
I think Lee on Hecarim. Well, I don't know why he's not playing Lee, but Lee on Hecarim is definitely against it. So is Captain Gonzo on his Twitch. So I don't think there's gonna be any FF thinking. And
Yeah, and even Baked Bacon about to hit that what is it, Norton 8 Yasuo power spike, or whatever it's
I
supposed
think
to
it's
be.
0 and 10. I don't think you can go with 0 and 8 power spike. 0 and 10 for sure.
Well, he's getting close to it, only 3 more deaths needed. Tomic out of position here, but he's a tanky Braum. He has a big ass door. Meanwhile, Drake will get picked up, potentially,
But there
by the
is
side of the
Lee.
den.
Lee on
Ghosting
Hecarim popping a ghost,
Hecarim. It's a
going
lot of
for
damage.
Ashe.
Gonzo has
Captain
the ult
goes
down.
Guido,
Silas,
another Hecarim.
he's found the Twitch, will take him down, and now Hecarim also in a lot of trouble. Guido is left to just slowly heal up off of this Braum. Baked Bacon is here. Is this the turnaround? Is this Yasuo's chance to shine? He wants it to be. He's trying to chase up. There's the flash. Can't quite get in range for the E.
He has the no boots. He can't chase.
And there's the
But he can if
slowdown. And he does get it. That's the gold reset on the Yasuo. That is a kill.
Well, with 2 kills and most likely secure the dragon for the Quad Nation, I don't think there's gonna be GGFF. But there is teleport for coin flip days. I think he's gonna go and coin flip this dragon, even though he has no
Uh,
smite.
Got a brief view there of Baked Bacon somehow being stunned in the next to the enemy tower with no minions. Conflict Games tried to take that one away, but he will fall. Gaming Trooper going for the 1v4. In a lot of trouble, will try and flash away, but that's Just End showing that they're not so great at just ending with their leads. A little bit of a throw in the mid game, allowing Coordination Intellect to come back.
Who would you guess is gonna win this game? Because I have no clue. Absolutely no clue.
I think when we get
I don't know.
towards
I just don't know.
it's hard because when we get towards the later game, there's a point where Ashe and Seraphine is stronger, and then eventually Senna will take over from that. It's all sort of dependent on if Coordination Intellect can get these flanks off, get these like big picks. Twitch can get a really nice angle, maybe take out the Seraphine, or if Lee can get a great ultimate into the Yasuo ultimate. It's just too many things to be able to say this team should definitely win in the full 5v5 team
I
fight.
think you're completely right. Because this game is just wide open. It's 2 Drakes to 1, so there is no Soli yet. GGFE is still scaling. It's actually doing a lot of damage, but Guido is there, who's 5-3 on Stylus, having 2 completed items. Really strong ones.
64 souls right now on the Senna.
Baked Bacon gonna pop his wind wall so he can't get charmed by Seraphine's scalp.
Skull actually yet to die.
Not like not like Yasuo.
Oh,
But
Coin
Baked
Flip
Bacon is looking for
Games.
coin flips here.
Who are
To
they
get
going to
rid
give
of the
the
rest
kill
of his
to?
team.
They
And
give
he's gonna get it.
Baked
2-7.
Bacon will get that kill, working towards his second crit item. That will give him that 100% crit.
So I think it's confirmed. It's 0 and 7 power spike.
0-7 power spike. They're trying to find Guido here. He's jumping away. Will use the Hecarim ultimate across the wall. W does hit down. GGFF will run under the tower for their 2 hits. I wonder how many grasp stacks, how much extra health the center has actually got off of grasp.
I think that's
always-
watchable. You can check it.
We can go find out. No,
Is
if
it 800? Did I see 800?
used it 38 times, so 38 times 3, she's got about just over 100 extra health so far.
Oh yeah, right.
A lot more from healing, but in terms of permanent max HP, it's given her about 100.
Well, I think that's 200 gold in a
Yeah.
free stat.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, try to get the 200 gold. Do you know how hard it is? It's one wave.
Baked
I,
bacon.
I think he missed more minions, though, so he definitely could get the gold. But
Yeah, coin flip again, being maybe a little bit out of position, but no punishment.
coin flipping his position. Is that the way? Is that the
Does
thing?
does like to coin flip, it seems. Um, Senna now just following Hecarim around to get the souls, something you see quite commonly. Jungle camps actually give quite a lot of souls in comparison to minion waves.
Dragon is up in 50 seconds. Oh, we're gonna be seeing fight.
It's a fairly
And
important Drake. It would put just end one Drake away from that soul. It is only a cloud soul, um, but of
still think
course,
this fight is gonna give us a clear view on who should be or who could be the winner of this game.
and
As the
Guido is
gold is
actually
completely the
top
same.
lane without TP, so it will be the 5v4 if they can get a good
Lee,
engage.
Lee tries to engage,
Will
but he
get
can't.
charmed up. There's a double knock up, but no Yasuo ultimate coming out. There's so many stuns into Harry Ties. He will get out his Zin ultimate. Scalp is being taken incredibly low. Will not get taken down, but they're just being run down now. Baked Bacon, the last one left, trying to get the last kill onto the coin flip games. Will pick that up. And it's the 4 for 0. They will get the Drake. Guido did take one tower.
So
Probably won't get this.
just ends Guido's trying to just end the game, but they're as well conflipping the dragon, which doesn't go their way. But at least they're gonna take a top lane in Hip Tower. But I think overall this fight was better for Quan Nation, getting themselves the second Drake, get themselves 4 kills,
Evened up
and
that gold.
I don't think the tower really matters at this point. I don't think it's that important
No,
for Quan Nation.
they didn't get the inhibitor either, and it's on the same side as the Baron that is up, so even if they had got it, it's not the end of the world.
It's just gonna be super easy to clear as Baron is only objectives being spawned right now.
Well, we'll have to see whether these teams decide to start looking for this Baron, setting up Guido yet again, moving to the opposite side of the map from the objective without teleport. You'd expect coin flip to be the one there, having the teleport on the volley bear.
I think they flipped the coin who's gonna go on the sideline. I think Guido won it.
Guido won it, but maybe they should not have let him win it. If another team fight is forced, it could be fairly easy for Coordination Intellect to win that 5v4 yet again, and when you're giving over 4 kills and a Baron, that's a really big power swing. Okay, but Hecarim should really take this red, I think, because I think if Senna doesn't take it, it guarantees her 2 souls. But there's the engage into the mid lane. There's only 3 there, knocking back the volley bear into the team. The fear onto Gaming Trooper using Gale Force to get away. They're trying to jump out of it. No one's gone down just yet. Harry Ties now could be in a little bit of trouble, but no slows come out. Lee speeding up, but does get the interrupt onto the Xin Zhao. Trying to follow him up. One more auto attack for that stun. The Brawn passive not quite wearing off yet. It's putting down a lot of damage. But nothing will really come out of that in the end.
So this is a nice attempt of engage, but unfortunately for Quan Nation it didn't work out. Guido is gonna most likely die as he's in a 1v5 situation. He again take inhib tower, so the sides are open for just Ant.
Turning a lot of damage onto Gonzo.
What he was flashing from?
Minion wave maybe, but it's I think that was more a panic flash, seeing his health more
Yes,
than
I
anything
agree.
else. But quite nice from Guido to almost turn that around. His ignite is off cooldown. I'm not sure if it was at the end of that play, but could have actually gone 1-for-1.
He definitely had ignite up. I think
Maybe he
he
didn't
did not
expect the
expect.
damage.
Yeah, he did not expect the damage that he can do.
But gold pretty much even yet again. Both teams will be looking around this Baron.
I have no clue. Actually, I think going with Blade of the Ring King is not the best way. I think you should go with some kind of crit chance. But the
Yeah.
Baked Bacon
Oh,
is gonna get caught. Scalp is gonna ult just the wind wall, but it doesn't matter. Baked Bacon is gonna die, giving
nine.
away one more kill.
I think that was a 900 gold. Yeah, so with the
Yes, it
kills
was.
recently, getting a
But
big bounty.
unfortunately for Just End, it went to Heretize, who does not need the gold anymore. He is so strong on 3.5 items right now.
He
And
does not
Scalp
scalp.
is
Has
in
Guido to
dangerous
back him up.
position, but nice E to keep him safe.
Yeah, I think the walk is just knowing it's a really good item on Ash and not really thinking, is there a better item I could be building here? I think the Runans um, would just be better because you're probably going to be able to hit multiple people and you'll be providing slows to the entire rest of the team.
Everyone gonna be spotted by Gaming Trooper. And I don't think this is Baron happening, but Guido on a sideline in dangerous position, gonna get collapsed by 4 again. I don't think he can survive.
Tries to go for the cheeky back, but he will be found out. He's now going to try the 1v4. That's a lot of damage onto the Twitch. He's trying to get onto him. Will use the stopwatch to buy himself some more time. That's a lot of healing coming out. Lee in trouble will go down. 850 gold into the pockets of Guido.
And Guido actually gets a kill in this 1v4. And I think that's just insane. Unfortunately, because of this play, Just End are gonna just take a Drake, their third one in this game.
We'll put them on soul point. I've just noticed the Yasuo build. That's a force of nature. That that's not a visual bug, is it? No, that is a force of nature. Um, is that normal? I don't think so.
No,
There's not even that much AP on the enemy team apart from the Silas. So very
and nobody is
interesting.
meeting Silas. Why there is a bramble? Oh my, I don't understand. I'd like to ask
Tank
Bacon
Yasuo.
about his itemization.
He appears to be going for a tank Yasuo build. Um, I'm really not sure about that one. I also don't think you uh, go for the anti-heal on that part of the build. If you're gonna go this, you may as well just go like Frozen Hard if you're picking up a tank item. It should do more for you with the enemy Ashe and Xin Zhao, the volley bear, all who want to attack you pretty fast to get off their combos.
Baron is up, so let's see which one of the teams that is gonna go for that. Also, we can see Hurricane on Twitch. And I don't know what is with those itemizations. I don't think that's the item that you wanna build on AP Twitch. Your
Uh,
ultimate is enough to get your AoE.
does Hurricane stack poison? I think it does, though. And considering pretty much all of his damage comes from his poison, I can see the thought process behind it. Stack poison on
I,
three
I
people at
get
once
the
instead of
I get
one.
the idea, but I don't think it's the right item that you want to build. I think you're just gonna go straight for Rabadon's decap to maximize to get the as most AP as possible, so your poison hurt way more.
Yeah. I can see it is a 3 Sterax game so far. Sterax, that's the thing I would have expected Yasuo to go next, not Force of Nature. Yeah, only 3
I
Sterax
think
bought
he'll
this
go
game.
Stark's next last item. When he's gonna see everyone building it, he's gonna build it as well.
I think he should be building it now out of that ruby crystal. Just sell the Bramble Vest.
Yes, I think you can stay on the Bramble West, but then go uh, go for a Starks, then either sell Bramble or finish it. This game I actually slowed down by a quite big number
Yeah,
because yeah, Guido is on sideline, Yasuo Baked Bacon is on sideline. Actually, Baked Bacon from 0-0-7 to having the most CS in the game.
Yeah, he's just been farming up, getting those items.
Oh right,
I
thank you, chat. Starks doesn't work with shield
Oh
wall.
yeah, you're not even allowed to build it. Well, unfortunate. For baked bacon can't build what's potentially the most broken item in the game, but there you go. I mean, just save up the gold, honestly. Sell the shield bow, buy a different mythic, and get Sterex. I think it'd honestly be better. They
In 1v4 situations,
Yes,
one
Guido's
again.
there.
Is he gonna get a kill this time? No, I think he's gonna get logged.
Oh, he does flash forwards trying to get onto the Twitch, but not enough. It is traded back for a kill onto Bacon.
Yasuo in the mid lane in 1v4. And kind of like games down the bottom, taking the inhib really slowly as he's not building really much damage. Neither attack speed. Now the recalls are gonna come down or come up. Are recalls coming up or down? I don't know. And that'll force conflict games to run away.
I
And
think
we can see there is dragon in 30 seconds.
we should see a big fight breaking out.
Just and are on soul point, and there is TP. I'd like to say there is TP for both mid laners. There is no TP from both mid
Oh,
laners.
Scalp could get a really nice ultimate off. No, it's not actually got the ultimate up. Twitch, all of the damage is just being blocked right now by the Xin ultimate. He's trying to put it in. It finally wears off, but that's already the two front lines down. What can Twitch and Senna even do here? And Harry Ties literally just pressed R and Twitch could do nothing.
That how it works? It doesn't penetrate through. Nice
Um,
wind wall from Bacon.
I'm not sure actually if it goes through. Oh, the Seraphine ult does actually pick up onto Bacon. It's a lot of damage being thrown down, but it's a tanky Yasuo. He's staying alive, he's jumping around, getting the ultimate. Does not quite go. Damage actually still went off. I did not know that happened. That
I
feels like
think
that
they could
shouldn't
end the
happen.
game. There is Seraphine that can heal you.
Just end.
Just end.
Live up to your name.
They
Every time.
decided not to just end. They're gonna take a mid lane tower and the mid lane inhib. And now you need to just run and not to die. Secure themselves a soul. And I think now it's time for Baron.
Yeah, get the Baron and just end with the Baron. You guys got this. 24 to 22, but it is a 7,000 gold lead for the side of Just End. No one quite on full build yet. Of course, Twitch can burn through a Baron incredibly quickly. You also got to be very careful about doing a Baron when there is a Twitch on the enemy team.
Thank you, chat. Thank you for telling me that there is a Rylai's on Seraphine.
Yes. Now, the thought process between there you see how it works. Rylai's actually puts on the slow before Seraphine's E checks if there is a
okay.
slow, so it roots instantly, even with just the 1E. But why not just get the anti-heal for your entire team? Yep, that is how it works. That's why
Oh.
I often
I
like to
didn't
build
know
it as
that
a third
interaction.
item, but I like Chemtech more because you just press W and your entire team has 60% Grievous Wounds, which I think is better for a second item. But you can see Scalp is actually building it third, so we'll end up with the same build overall.
Oliver now on the sideline, down bottom. With TP ready.
See, Ashe does have
And
the
this is
rune
the
ult as
Baron.
well. They'll start up the Baron, but there was a control one on it, so the enemy team does know they're there. Looks like they're just choosing to give it up. This might be okay if they can get some picks, but no, they are going to come to contest this. The back
Because
off
there are
goes.
just 3, they don't have enough damage.
Seraphine ultimate hits onto 2. Captain Gonzo also here on the Twitch. But the base...
Really nice to disengage by Just End.
Coin Flip Games doing so much damage. GGFF is trying to save the base, but he will go down. And now the backs just need to be cancelled. Gonzo and Lee will be able to find their way back. Atomica trying to get away.
Karim is there. Guido is using his Zonias.
Guido in a
Captain
lot of
Gonzo is
trouble.
gonna kill the Silence, but can they defend their tower? There are 3 inhibs down. Ash is there running with Heritage and Scalp.
Bacon
They're
is
looking to end the game.
behind. What can this tank Yasuo do?
Can he do something? Twitch has
Captain
Noir.
Gonzo trying to put damage down from the front, but he's on. Zin is on top of him, being soloed out, forced back into the. Meanwhile, tank Yasuo is actually putting down enough damage with Lee in the backside. Harry Ties now though, just ending the game. They are just ending,
I think this
and he just
they're
ends.
just ending. They just ended. What a beautiful game. Well played by Just End
Game
at the
1
end.
over to just end, and they will pick up that win, which I think puts them in playoffs. I'll work it all out later and let people know if that does something. You think QNI need QNI are a rebuilt team that have been playing together since like last week, just to run out the rest of this season because they had quite a few people leave. So actually doing fairly well considering they've not really played together at all. I'll give you the view as well for game 2. Oops. Put everyone else in game 2. So GGFF this time in the top lane has Teemo. We've got an Elise jungle for Lee with Barrier. Baked Bacon is on a Carly mid. Captain Gonzo is playing Yumi as the bot laner, and Atomica has Leona support. We look over to the other side. Coin flip games this time on Camille. Harry Ties has Zin again. Guido this time on the Echo, and we have a Draven Pike bot lane. Now,
You said this game is for nothing, right?
yes, this game basically, I mean, it'd be nice for Just End to win it because it could affect their overall position. But it looks like QNI have gone, let's have some fun with the last game. We can see 3 smites on the enemy team. There's a teleport on the Yumi and the Leona. I have a feeling it's ultimate bravery. See some interesting starting builds coming out. Double support item in the bot lane.
Well,
Can't be
it
ultimate
can't be
bravery.
ultimate bravery if it was everyone would start boots.
Well, they maybe want to be able to try in the game. They probably want it to last longer than
I
10
don't actually
minutes.
know exactly the rules, or is there are new rules to ultimate bravery after mythic changes.
You can get ultimate bravery with the mythic items, and it gives you a path to build, and it won't give you multiple mythic items, so it's smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
They probably did that, but just went jungler can have smite and jungle item, and worked with it
So
from that.
let's see how this
See an
how this bot lane
incredibly fast leash as the triple smite, I think, was used on the red buff.
Yeah, definitely helpful for Alice.
Oh, the hook onto the Yumi.
And the Yumi is not dead. If I'm playing Draven and Pike, I get a hook on a Yumi without flash. Leona without flash. How they are not dead? I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just not too sure about the overall strength levels because they haven't tried to play against a Yumi Leona lane before, which is not surprising. GGFF putting a decent amount of damage into conflict games. Guido also got a really nice trade in the mid lane with the
Well,
ignite.
I'll
Almost
take
picked
this
up the
game
kill.
to actually eat. Eating on stream, is it allowed? I hope so.
Oh yeah. We have teams
Because
that do ultimate bravery all the time. Our team did a full ultimate bravery all in. Oh, was it ultimate bravery? No, we did an ARAM game, one game. That was fun. I managed to get Rek'Sai despite having never played it before and had to learn how to play Rek'Sai mid-game. But Lee is trading onto Guido, does take a lot of damage.
He has barrier. Lee has barrier.
Yep, he has barrier, he will be safe.
I wonder when the kills for
Ooh, that's a lot of damage onto
Trooper and
Atomika.
Scalp are gonna happen.
Wow, they might get overconfident if they jump under this tower. Leona Yumi does have a fair amount of CC.
And healing. And Shoot Might.
2 smites. I hope they do go jungle item on their first back at least, so they can upgrade those smites eventually and actually actually use them on enemy champions. Conflict Games not really wanting to go in, quite low. GGFF now trying to go for the kill onto the Camille. The Ignite is thrown down, should be able to pick that up. That is first blood to the Teemo, flashing away. Almost manages to live through. You'd be very angry if you
Bravery
lose
is better.
just and take it seriously or don't play. It's a for fun league though. I could understand if there was like a super like
I mean, is it if it's a game that can't like do anything with the standings? I would try to have fun. I would try to play maybe some champions that I don't know. First time something, but
yeah.
still play it seriously.
QNI, I mean, nothing will change from the standings. They're in last position no matter what. Whereas the Ignite is enough there to pick up the kill. For Just End, their position will change based on this game, but they still have 2 more series after this that they've got to play because they've been somewhat behind on series. So I can understand the frustration, but
they need the ultimate bravery. Seriously.
take
Rushing
your
boost.
free win. Take your free win, practice your champions, and just make sure you don't lose the game, basically. That's what you... Because it's still not necessarily the easiest game. This enemy team comp can get extremely troubling, especially if Akali, for example, gets ahead and gets a Yumi on top of her.
And Draven are not one of the strongest champions or strong KD carries. I think, in my eyes. I think Draven is really, really bad.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because the execute on his ultimate is really powerful. Especially when you just,
Could be.
as long as you don't die a hell of a lot and lose all of your stacks, you can basically just farm up for as long as you want and then have like a ultimate that executes people if it hits them down to 500 health, which is pretty damn strong. And GGFF definitely taking this game seriously, putting a lot of pressure down onto Coinflip. Oh, that's an Ignite thrown down on the Fake Bacon. The flash forwards, he does jump back and gets the kill. Very low, will try and get away from Scald, but surely Scald will be able to pick up the kill here. And yes. And Yumi does actually have boots, so that's interesting. Going to be building the not ninja tabby, what are they called now? Steel caps, I guess.
No, they're called Ninja Tabis. There's nothing like plated steel caps. There's a Ninja Tabis. Still.
Yes, we should always call them ninja tabby.
Yeah,
Always.
always Ninja Tabis.
I don't know why they even changed the name. Like, they had no reason to. They do the same things as they did before. It's not even like they changed what it did. They just went, you know what, we don't like this name. Let's change it.
What I hate that they did, they turned the Mercuries the other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were right-sided, now they are left-sided. Breaking the immersion. Breaking is something that we are used
But there's
for 10 years.
the attempted engage. They're trying to get the stun down, but the speed up by Yumi means Tomika's able to just walk out of that one. And so far, QNI holding their own. They're only 1,000 gold behind, and that's mainly the bot lane. Um, they're turning around onto the Draven, though that's a lot of stuns coming out. But Kali also here, they force the flash out of the Draven. That's a lot of damage being thrown down. But there's the execute. Tomika also going down, and just a little cat left to run away. Will the boots prove to be important here? Looks like the cat will manage to get out thanks to boots. Buy boots on the cat. Passive.
It's the boots. Boot.
Boots
Yeah,
almost.
I can spell it. Yeah.
Oh, there's the jump in.
Boots difference.
Not quite enough on Gaming Trooper. They did almost manage to get Echo to die as well to tower. I think he must have ulted. Yeah, he did ult. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Teemo did pick up the solo kill against Camille. That Teemo will slowly become a problem.
Bacon here.
Being knocked back by Zen. And yeah, this looks like it will just be probably a full split
Drop
push
Bella.
Teemo. If he can go get the Herald, he can break that tower. And oh, Atomica jumping in there, using the extra movement forwards to get onto Guido. If only he had Ignite. If only he had Ignite, that would have been the kill. But he does not.
He's not building smite item. It's a problem.
GGFF will get out of that one with a flash. Bacon now just behind the enemy team. Will attempt to jump away over Scal's back. Will get out of that one trying to get to Yumi to pick him up, but the axe follows the Yumi, executes her.
Do you get actually upgraded smite? I don't think you get upgraded smite unless you're building the jungle item.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think it's gonna stick at
And
like
you
400
can build
damage.
a jungle. You can build a jungle item with support item as well. I think.
Oh, I think you're right. Actually, I think they did change that at some point. I don't know why, because
They changed it like a few seasons ago.
it's a really strange. Like I don't know why, because I feel like it'd open up some fun possibilities for like Ivan support and things. Oh, that's a lot of damage into the Camille. Just coin flip games. Doesn't actually fall. But meanwhile, Atomica's trying to 2v1 Gaming Trooper. But that Draven's just too strong. Lee as well been found out in his jungle. Will go down.
No
Bacon
flash
now.
on me. Can't escape.
Will
Nothing to jump on.
Will jump away. It's just the Teemo now. What can the Teemo do? He's already killed Camille. Trying to turn around. Not stunned up. Going for the Pike first. We'll take Pike out before the ultimate can come down. Bacon is now also here. Exhaust being thrown down onto the Echo. Guido taken low. Shut down going into the pockets of the Teemo. That's a 5-kill Teemo.
I heard interesting interaction about Pike somewhere. I think my friends told me that if you're ulting, for example, like here, if he had not Zonia, if he had a Guardian Angel, the ult would go through.
Yes. Guardian Angel's very buggy, and they haven't fixed a lot of its interactions yet. They might not even see it as being needed fixing. No, Riot.
Who builds Guardian Angel?
A lot of Brazers and
It's the
Assassins.
defensive items.
A lot of AD carries as well when there's dive on the enemy team like to go it because they just Guardian Angel gets popped on the initial dive.
No, we
Ooh,
don't.
Interrupt.
We go 5 crit items. That's what we do.
In
We
pro play, a
trust
lot
our
of AD
skills.
carries like to go like to go GA as like a final item into dive because they trust their team to save them out of the GA.
Yes.
Tomica and Gonzo struggling to do a lot of damage. It looks like it will be an AD Leona. I'm not entirely sure what they're planning to build. I hope it's not a lethality Leona.
Could be.
Um, would it be cool to see a Sheen Leona actually? Sheen Leona quite strong. Most people underestimate it.
I mean, it's 13 minutes in, and the game is still close. It's
Well,
only 4k gold. Where is the snowball?
only 4k gold. That's mainly due to the Teemo. He's almost doubling anyone else on his team in terms of gold. Zenith Blade onto Guido. They're trying to put the damage down. Atomica being taken incredibly low will get picked up by the Pike ultimate. They don't quite have the damage. Will pick up the damage onto Pike. Guido now left to try and run away, but the slows come out. Lee will get that on Elise. It does look like it's fully full ultimate bravery as well, which is or at least for everyone apart from GGFF, who is going a fairly normal Teemo build.
Only flip games. It's not really having much fun in this game.
No, he coin flips. He got to have fun in game 1. Doesn't get to have fun in game 2. Skull going for the stun onto the Teemo. They're trying to put the damage down. That's a lot of damage coming out, but he will get picked up. Meanwhile, in the pits, Draven's just being donated a lot more kills. In top lane, there was
Team
actually a
actually
trade
made a
back.
double kill up in top lane.
Did fall in the end. Gonzo now, there's no way he'll get out of that one.
It's a
Triple
triple
kill
kill
for the Draven.
for Draven. Damn.
Imagine the mental boom if Just End lose this game. Someone says, yes, that would be a hard one to come back from. But mythics starting to be picked up. Most of Just End have their mythics, apart from Camille, who's been struggling a little bit.
When do you think the game is gonna end?
Well, I've seen, because I see the timeline come up and before
Oh.
I do
Yeah.
it. But when you look at how many kills there are and where they are, you wouldn't expect it to go much longer.
I would expect around 24 minutes actually. But I think with this Herald, if it's not gonna be defended or GGF is gonna die here, I think the game can end up in less than 20. Or
Yep.
not, because the Herald didn't go. So I think it could actually be 24-minute game.
I think Gonzo's made the right choice here to sit on Teemo. That is your strongest champion. If you stay on Teemo, maybe he can carry. Just for Obsession, this is QNI knowing that the outcome of this game does not matter for them, and just trying to have fun with their last game. A lot of people not quite getting it that the River League is a lot more free flowing in how they play the game. We often have teams doing stuff like Ultimate Bravery or picking strange matchups.
I can't ask you who's gonna win the game. You saw the results.
Yeah, I know who will win, but that's the problem with WODs. But they are jumping down. Will actually pick the shutdown up onto the Draven. It goes into the box of the Teemo. This Teemo incredibly fed. Baked Bacon now in some trouble. A slow will go down onto Harry Ties.
I think Quad Nation actually wins this game.
I think Quad Nation will win this game. They do
Yes.
have to rely on the Teemo to carry with the Yuumi on his back. If Yuumi wants to sit on Teemo, I think she should.
Unfortunately, I don't even know what the skill of the players are. But and because of that, and because of what I'm seeing so far, I think there is a real possibility that Quad Nation could actually win this game.
Yeah, if they put it together and maybe if a few of the other members build some items that aren't like Lethality Leona. then they could stand a very decent chance. At the moment it's kind of hard because Teemo has to stick with his team. He can't split push like he would want to because the rest of his team cannot face up in the 4v5.
I mean, all what Nation needs to do is to have just Ant to walk into Team Mushrooms
Yes.
to win.
Oh, Bacon jumping in. GGFF is running forwards. Guido taking a lot of damage, being taken very low, but has not gone down. That's a lot of damage onto the Draven. Will the execute come down? They got the Teemo. They've got the
2 kills,
Kali.
3 kills. There's a triple kill.
That's 3 kills. Oh, they're not going to
Ow.
give the Penta over. It will be a Quadra, I think, for the Pike. But they did not hold the final kill on the Leona.
Tried the breaker. Is that the item? Elise did not
Ooh.
really work. Didn't secure the echo kill, and that's problematic. That's a big problem for coordination.
Yep. The enemy team has spawned, so Just End will not be able to end quite yet. Guido trading onto Bacon.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And Atomica going on to coin flip games, thinking, oh, this Camille not having a fun game. Maybe I can actually 1v1 her. But you don't have a finished mythic, you don't have a finished item, and the Camille will just pick up that kill.
Another thing is you're 3 levels behind.
Yeah.
And you don't have lifesteal.
Yeah, Leona can burst a decent chunk of damage, but that's usually if you go AP or, you know, have an item that fits with your position. Pike being the exception of a duo laner that works really well with lethality. Not the rule.
This is gonna be 3rd Drake for Just Ant.
And of course, classic of CoraL, lots of Cloud Souls. We do get a disgusting amount of Cloud Souls compared to everything else.
Bake Bacon looking for Guido. Guido's
That
gonna,
comes out,
gonna
really
heal up
nice
for
timing.
half HP. And Bacon is gonna die here.
Oh,
And
and
the
the
game goes
exhaust.
over 20 minutes.
But
And I
Guido-
don't think that is a good something. I need to Google the word.
good showing.
Yeah, right. Good showing for Just
Ooh.
Ant, because this game it could be already ended
Gaming
I would
Trooper
say
though is
6 minutes ago.
just healing through all of the damage. Tomica is not tank, he will go down. Gonzo as well. Triple kill over to Gaming Trooper, and surely they're gonna just end on this one. Yeah, it could have been a cleaner game from Just
Just
End, but I feel like as well, when you see the enemy team like this, you just kind of want to have some fun. You want to take those flippy fights because you think, you know what, we're gonna win anyway. Let's have some fun with it.
Get
So
it to KDA. Rolling.
as you can see, Gaming Trooper just going for the other inhib as well.
Yeah.
They
why
will
end
fight.
the game?
GGFF is actually back up, putting a decent amount of damage to Harry Ties. Gaming Trooper, the next
Atomica
one to
trying
be
to
targeted, but Teemo not quite able to catch up.
GGFA. He's actually strong. He's actually building normal items, and I think he's I would say he's mad about how his team decided to play this game out.
And GGFE just taking his time. That's a lot of damage from the Teemo. One more auto attack.
GGFE is gonna
They
get
might have gone
caught.
down. Really nice heal timing from Yumi, but can't keep the Teemo alive. Now it's up to Bacon to try and defend the base. Does manage to get one, but now Yumi's left trying to run away. Will get to Elise, keeping herself alive. There's the ultimate from the Draven. It's not enough to pick anyone up. Guido taking a decent chunk of damage, but won't go down. Will pick up the Yumi, and now it's just Atomica left to try and defend against Harry Ties. But Harry Ties will pick that one up. And there we go. That will be
Or
game
not.
2,
Oh, there it is. Okay.
going over to Just End as well.
Oh, yeah,
2-0.
pretty fun game. from Coordination, trying to have a bit of fun. Unfortunately for them, it for I think obvious reason didn't work out. But with this
Yes.
win,
This win,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're in playoffs. I'll have to go look later at the at the standings. We do have one more series of games that we have to catch up on from the previous patch, so we will run straight at those as well. DCTR against Coordination Inferno. Is this an important game? These games might be important games. I'll check for these ones because I think they actually might mean
Coordination,
something.
Inferno, sister
Yes,
team for
sister
Coordination.
team
Select.
in ocean brackets in the upper bracket. Let me have a look at the standings. Yes, okay. Coordination Inferno currently sitting in one of the playoff spots, those top 4 spots. Whereas, who are they playing? DCTR also sitting on 10 points, so this is quite important for both of them. Getting the win here would give you the edge over your opponent. Coordination Inferno have also played one less series, so currently have the advantage a little bit, but we'll have to see how that goes out. Of course, DCTR as well, having a couple of changes after losing Vink in the top lane and a couple of other players. They've got now Sky Cold top, an old mid laner coming back off role. We've got Sleeps in mid, and we've got Obsession in support for them. So I have to see how this new team is able to perform. I think I have bought myself enough time to have everything ready. But there we go. Okay, so Sky Cold in the top lane for DCTR. In fact, let me put the game on so everyone can actually see what I'm talking about. Sky Cold in the top lane for DCTR is playing Graves, Dermite in the jungle is playing Poppy, Sleeps in mid lane is on Cogmore, Punky Boy has NF, and Obsession is playing Morgana's support. When we look over towards the other side, QNF, Coordination Inferno, D-Dub in the top lane has the Ornn, Jungle Diff is playing Echo, Serpai in mid lane is playing LeBlanc, Salty Ducky has the Lucian, and Forest Friend is on the Nami. And let's get straight into the game. Game 1.
And we're going to be joined here by Oil Abuser.
Ah, welcome, welcome. In fact, let me change what says is casting on the stream. That would make sense.
Yeah,
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So, what do you guys think about these teams? Anything stand out to you at all about either
Hey,
team?
Kog'Maw mid lane.
Kog'Maw mid lane into LeBlanc.
AP Kog'Maw in mid lane into LeBlanc. I think this is gonna be interesting, and I think even if it doesn't look like, I think Kog'Maw can survive, and actually he can deal a lot of damage, and even trade with LeBlanc early on.
Yep.
yeah. He does outrange every single champion on enemy team after a while, so if he just survives, it should be fine. The problem is that LeBlanc could look for roams later on, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Another thing that goes for Kog'Maw in this matchup, I would say, is that he's running teleport. So in case something goes wrong, he's not gonna lose that much. But again, on the other side, there is LeBlanc with Ignite with Electrocute. That's gonna deal a lot of damage. So I think
It's a very snowbally lane. If LeBlanc can get that early
yes,
kill, that's going to become
yes.
an extremely hard lane for the Kog'Maw to play. I somewhat expect the Echo to be looking towards mid lane, try and get LeBlanc an early kill. Or at least force her into a good state.
Yeah, the Poppy should win the isolated 1v1 though. She's quite strong in the 1v1, especially against champions with dashes, if she times the W right. And Graves should have the push top in as well, so they might be at 3-man mid, just to help the Kog'Maw survive. And make LeBlanc not be able to roam and get the map pressure she wants.
So by jumps forwards, it's actually, there was a timeout on the W there, so I couldn't jump back, and actually comes out slightly worse on that trade, but with the use of Corrupting Pot, she'll be entirely fine.
Yeah, This is a game I think QNI needs to snowball. Lucian Army is really strong in lane, but the Misfortune will bring a lot more value in the late game. Oh, middle and trade again.
Sepai just slowly forcing the Kog'Maw down, waiting for that break point where the Ignite will be committed to try and get that kill. And it's getting very close to it. Sleeps has to be a little bit worried. It also doesn't have the amount of gold yet to back for anything useful.
Yeah, I used both pots already, but LeBlanc still has one corrupting pot.
I think we're gonna see a first or a bigger battle, and I think it's gonna be for the top side crab, which I think it will go with the Echo's way, as
He is there first. LeBlanc
he's there
definitely
first.
has the push. Grace is backing.
Yeah,
It was quite quick.
it will actually be
Maybe
double scuttle for Echo here, because bot lane has so much prio as well. So
maybe you can see already Forest Front is moving towards the scuttle to set it up for Echo, so Echo makes it easier or faster. And there is no punishment for from bot lane of who, I don't know who is the bot lane. I don't know the teams again. Oh my.
yeah,
DCTR are on blue and QNF or slash QNI, whatever you want to call them, are on red.
Coordination and Duck. Her.
Uh,
DCTR.
Dutch Community Team Ruby, so we just tend to call them DCTR.
Okay.
They're
yeah,
a
and
team of all Dutch
Poppy's
players, or were.
Poppy reads actually the Echo's farm and understands that his Krugs are up, which is really well played by the Poppy.
Demo a pretty good player, but there's a big trade in the bot lane. Salty Ducky going incredibly
Ooh.
low will get picked up. The Tormented Soil does do percent missing health damage, or slightly.
I think Salty Ducky got excited there as he hit level 3. We know everyone, Lucian Nami level 3 insane damage. Up in top lane, Poppy trying to gank the Ornn. Ornn is gonna burn his flash. So for the bot lane, Salty Ducky got excited that, yeah, I'm having a level 3, I can go for a kill, but there was a minion wave and there was a little advantage for Misfortune, so it really didn't work out. Also, Nami was too far to use the Ignite. So slight misplay for Salty Ducky, and I think this is gonna hurt his laning by quite a lot because of his play.
Yeah, he's down on items right now. Definitely not where you want to be. Did burn the exhaust as well, so he's gonna have to wait for that to come back up to be able to really go for any sort of big play.
Yeah, and Lucian is a really low range ADC against a Poppy who can stop his dash, Graves who can one shot him, Misfortune who can one shot him, Morgana who can Q, and a Kog'Maw who will just become insane in the late game. So it will be difficult if he's not ahead by mid game.
Salty Ducky definitely gonna have a hard game because there is just no one to damage. You need to damage Poppy, and that's not the target that you want. And also, you're not good tank killer. I think in general, not much.
It's a lot of damage onto the Poppy, just not tanky early. Went for a trade that maybe she should not have. Had to take
Yeah, a
control of
bit
the
over aggressive there.
Oh, big trade in the top lane though. The Ornhorn is used. Misses the knock up, and that will cost him the kill. Sky Cold, oh, might actually still go down. He's fine. Obsession here. The Morgana shield is very quickly popped. Should be able to walk out, and now Punky Boy in a lot of trouble. Shouldn't even burn the flash. Does burn the flash, but will go down. Not keeping track though of the fact Lucian's Q was still up. I don't really
I
think it's
think
worth forcing the flash.
up in top lane, well placed smoke screen that prevented Ornn from ulting. So I think Skycall basically made the outplay with that. And we saw it in this fight bottom, really well done. Salty Ducky getting his first kill of the game, definitely gonna help him to come basically back to the laning phase or
It's a lot of
get
damage onto the
stronger.
cog.
Oof.
Well, 200 health. Dema is here though. Sepai knows that he has to flash that one. well done to make sure he doesn't get heroic charged into the wall, because that would have been the definite kill.
I so like this first buy from Kogmo, getting the boots that's gonna give him more mobility, so he can basically stay safer. And the magic resistance, which is gonna prevent a lot of LeBlanc's
Ooh.
damage.
Jungle Diff there just forcing a flash out of Sleeps, who was backing in a
Bad spot.
position that maybe was not
Optimal.
optimal.
You also see that LeBlanc knows what her role is.
TP
Oh.
coming in from the Kog'Maw in the top lane. That is an Ornn. He should be able to just walk out of this one. Will probably be forced to back, but he does get hit by everything.
Wow.
I think the turn back there, where he got hit by the Kog'Maw ultimate anyway, was what got him killed.
Yeah,
He
I
had
think
no
Graves could still QR there. I don't know, but it's close.
Oh, Obsession
Obsession
gonna
is just
do.
up too far while Punky Boy was going to ward.
Where was the spell shield? Did it got popped or was it used?
Must
Really,
have been used or popped, or there's a root onto Sleeps. A lot of damage. Flash forwards from Forest Friend. I mean, sometimes you just gotta try those.
Yeah, Miss Fortune has no flash down. She's level 6. She could have probably just ulted.
I think she would need to ult. Did wave.
Talling. It's a lot of damage into Punky Boy.
Oof.
Now the ultimate's committed,
Or,
but
yeah.
they're going for it when Morgana is here. Surely that should be a trade back, but no, Obsession does not have ult. And it's not quite enough
Oh,
damage.
They actually
W doesn't hit.
surviving.
Oof.
No
But
way.
Obsession has ult now. Just needs to get close enough. It's committed, but it's not quite enough damage for Sir Pi there.
I was thinking about Salty Ducky and Forest Friend not being able to dive after they kinda missed out the opportunity with the wave with both their ultimates being up, but they managed to get the dive anyway, and then Echo was there in a clutch moment to save them, protect them from getting killed back. So really well done.
Well done indeed, and it is 6 kills to 2. Only about a 1,000 gold lead, though, for the side of QNF. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it's
that gold is on the people that QNF would love it to be on.
Yeah. And now the LeBlanc has full license to go all over the map, which is really scary for the blue side.
And Salty Ducky finishes his mythic item, which is gonna help him as well, especially when he sends out Nami onto the map, going to roam.
Sleeps could be in some trouble. Mid, but I guess not, because Camera didn't really take us there. I thought maybe something was about to happen down bot, because Camera was staying there, but nothing happened there either. Just small trading in this top lane. Don't really expect any of them to die, either of them to die now.
Yeah, it would be a surprise. Graves really just wants to hit that 2-item power spike, where he just one-shots people and is unkillable at the same time. I think this is actually the patch where his crit damage on his passive got nerfed.
Not yet.
Or no,
This
it's
is
not
coming out
previous.
later today. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's previous.
It
Yeah.
came out last night, but this was on the previous patch.
There was a previous patch. Yeah. I don't know. I still think maybe the Talti would have been better on Graves, but they're still both broken. So
There will be a dragon to the side of DCTR. Nice Infernal Drake and a bit of damage. Flash forwards from Dermat to make sure Salty Ducky cannot heat away. But he will get out of that one. They just don't have the damage to follow up. And on the bottom side, the rest of the fight is just cleaned up by Jungle Diff and Forest Friend. Sleeps being the only one to get out alive on no mana.
yeah, it's really unfortunate here. I think they're just forcing too many fights when it's not really necessary. They are the scaling team comp. And QNI really just wants to get these scrappy fights and just snowball ahead. That's what their team comp is built for. But
CoraL is strong in skirmishes, so is LeBlanc, so is Lucian. Big burst of damage,
Dermat
then
going
kind
for the
of
1v1,
nothing.
but he's being slowly
Oof.
taken down by the Echo. They do force the ult out from Echo. They will be able to easily get out of that one. A lot of damage onto Serpai. It's a really scrappy fight coming out in the jungle. They pop the passive from the LeBlanc. Monkey Boy walking up. Culling being committed. But he does get rooted
Oh,
down, and surely that will be the kill. He does try to
it's
flash away from
too
the
much.
MF auto, will go down in the end. Forest Friend now being auto-attacked down by Dermat, but he should be able to just walk out of that one alive. Flash in from Jungle Diff will pick up the kill in return. And
Yeah.
Dermat not having the best Poppy game.
Yeah, just going a bit too aggressive, I think. Um, trying to overforce stuff a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think he sees the enemy team getting the kills and starting to feel a little bit
Anxious.
desperate.
That is
But it still not the
Oof.
biggest
Jungle
goal
Dev
lead.
here with a mistake.
Ooh.
Gonna give a kill back to the blue team.
Okay, so this is actually Everfrost on the Kog'Maw.
So he's wanting to just catch LeBlanc as she jumps in potentially, or just wants the extra health that Everfrost will provide to make sure that it can't be bursted down quite as easily.
Yeah, it is an option. The burn build is also, of course, something that Demonic Embrace makes him really tanky, but
Or you can go
um,
for a burst
feels
with
bad. That's
Ludens, and probably I would try to think about going Banshees a little early.
yeah, it's really interesting that he hasn't gone for his tier yet. He's a really mana-hungry champion after a while, if he wants to land a lot of poke. So a late tier isn't really that optimal for him, especially as he usually takes some time to stack it up.
Talking about ultimate, when 10 stacked, I believe it's 400 mana. So
Gets
you didn't
very
really want to use it,
high
especially
mana
without
cost.
tier.
Oh, we've seen in a lot of the fights that Kog'Maw has come out the other end of the fights being on no mana whatsoever, and potentially with more mana during those fights, it could have gone a different way. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, a root does go
Oh,
down onto the Echo. There is a kill being picked up. Dermat now coming in. He will try and get onto Serpai. Does knock him back. Shut down into the pockets of Dermat on the Poppy. Meanwhile, the top lane, Skycold and D-Dub just, having a nice fun time farming up together.
yeah, and it is really beneficial for blue side here with the farming Graves. The longer he gets to farm, of course he will be to being that unkillable beast. And it looks like QNI actually are running out of options here. The illusion will fall off, the LeBlanc will fall off.
Oh,
The
that's a
Echo will
lot
be
of
really strong
damage.
though. Ooh.
Obsession flashing forwards to get the kill onto Forest. Not sure the flash was needed, but better to commit to ensure those kills.
Yeah.
And the gold has now almost evened back up. Dragon will be spawning in just under 20 seconds because Poppy's on the top side of the map. Sure they don't know that, but this could be taken by QNI. They are hanging around. It looks like they do just want to take it on spawn. Of course, it is yet another Cloud Soul. All we get here is Cloud Souls.
Yeah, quite a broken dragon.
Most broken dragon, making your cloud stacking almost useless. How broken.
LeBlanc will have a really low R cooldown though. Will maybe be able to get some poke out in the mid game.
Yeah, that could make a
You know?
difference in fights. Along a champion
Yeah,
whose R could be up multiple times in the fight because of that.
but other than that, I don't see. Maybe an Echo R also. It's usually a low cooldown. Might be able to cast it twice if it's a long fight, but I don't see the fights going that long later on in the game.
yeah, the game's just slowed down a bit. We're up to 17 minutes in game. I think, did bot lane tower fall for? Yeah, there's one tower
Yep.
taken so far. Neither team able to crack these mid towers. QNF as well still have their bot lane tower up. Both teams just seem content to play it fairly slow right now. Would expect QNF to start trying to kick off their snowball now that they've completed those first mythics. But they do always have the Ornn scaling to fall back on when Ornn starts to get those items. They can use the fact that there'll be sudden burst of power. Try and leverage that.
Yeah, it's always an option. The biggest problem, of course, is that they're really short range into a Kog'Maw and a and a Misfortune.
NF, Morgana.
Yeah, it is really difficult to team fight once that happens, especially when you need to dash in to do damage to them and they have a pop in front of them who can WER. So the team fights themselves will be difficult, but they do have threats in the sideline with Little Blanc and even the Echo if they want to commit that. So it could be interesting. Yeah.
Sepai with fancy
But they might
footwork
need
there.
to be.
Jungle
Oh!
Diff jumping in, but takes almost half his health in damage. Won't go down. Sepai jumping forwards, putting a lot of damage into Obsession, breaks the Morgana shield. Dermat potentially in trouble, misses the ultimate and will go down to the culling.
Yeah, that's really
Oh, Jungle Diff jumping over the
unfortunate.
wall.
Oh.
Does pick up the kill. Salty Ducky trying to trade onto Sleeps, but I think he goes down to the tower. He did.
Yeah.
But Forest Friend will be able to pick up the mid lane tower from that. That has opened up a small gold lead again for QNF. We'll have to wait and see if they can use that.
It might also give them more options in moving around the map. Of course, the mid lane turret opening might give them more opportunities to invade the jungle, choke out vision, etc. So it could open up a lot of good macro moves by QNI.
Indeed, it might. D-Dub level 13. So we'll start getting those Ornn items now. It's actually trading quite aggressively onto Skycold, but Skycold just dodges away from the Ornn Horn. Is it a 13 where he gets his first item? Shouldn't that be upgraded? It is upgraded,
Yeah,
it's just a
he
spectator
gets
bug.
his item now.
Let's just see, does that fix it? That fixes it.
Yeah, we also see Lich Pain on Echo, which is completely wrong. It should be Nashor's Tooth, just more gold efficient. And we actually see a really good LeBlanc build here. She goes Ludens into the Void Staff, which is really good, especially with the Sorg Boots. No one on the enemy team is actually able to... Oh.
Dub could be in a bit of trouble, but here's the charge back in. That's a lot of damage being thrown down. Dermat being taken incredibly low, can't pick up the kill. Now Skycold's left in the 1v2, but he will pick up the kill onto the Echo.
Yeah.
Carling, he just has to hit the Baron, didn't hit the Baron. I think if Lucian had just gone for the Baron there, Baron might have finished Skycold off.
Yeah, it is a possibility. I'm not sure if I don't think one auto would have killed him. Not sure if two
I
off.
think it would
Probably.
have got 2 autos down. I think it depends on if the first auto was a back
Yeah.
hit or not. Obsession walking up here, spots the Nami with the red trinket, but
Yeah.
kill goes to the Lucian, so some more damage onto your AD carry.
Yeah, and once LeBlanc gets the Void Staff, it will be really difficult for...
Termat walking up, taking so much damage. Sleep's actually putting back a decent chunk in return. QNF just making sure that they will secure this Drake.
Yeah, the snowball has begun. But I'm not sure it's enough. but the Kog'Maw isn't really accelerated that far. We see Pokemon being a bit out of position, which is unfortunate. But she is on 2 items now, so she's really strong.
And trade in the bot lane that we're not going to see
Yeah.
the end of because Echo crossing mid lane is more important according to directed camera.
We see LeBlanc as an upgrade item. I'm not sure if it gives extra flat pen. It might do. I
think
haven't
it
looked into it
does.
actually. I think it
Let's
does. Yeah.
let's have a look.
No,
No, we can't
wait,
see.
it doesn't show it's in Tempest. Sad.
Oh wait, okay.
Wait,
Wait,
it
six,
might be a visual
six,
bug
and
actually.
then 5 on each. Now does that fit it?
Yeah,
Fits it?
that's
No,
the
it does not.
invisible one.
That's
Yeah, okay.
okay. It's still just a visual bug. You know, will never be
Yeah, it's a
fixed.
visual bug. Unlucky.
So many spectator bugs. But going towards the mid game now. Champions pulling in those second completed items. You can see 2 Lord Doms on the side of DCTR. There's a Void Staff, there's a Essence Reaver on QNF.
Yeah, Lucian almost has his 3rd item. I think once Lucian has a 3rd.
Ooh, dipped up,
Oh,
charged into the wall. A lot of damage being put into the Ornn. He's very tanky, but he will just go down. Tries to buy a bit of time, but meanwhile, while that was going on, rotation to mid lane.
yeah,
The
Kog'Maw
inner
should be
turret
able
will
to
take.
kill the wave,
That's
I think.
that's 2 jumping straight up and doing that. Sky Cold jumping forwards, forcing the flash out for his friend.
Oh,
Meanwhile, in the base, that's 2 going down.
that
And
4 going down is.
yep, that's another kill.
Yeah, just an overforce from Q. Maybe feeling a bit of the pressure, knowing that they will get outranged at some point. Feeling they had to force something there, but in reality they could probably have backed off, got the pressure on Baron.
And now that LeBlanc is the only one left, they will start off the Baron. The respawn comes in from the Ornn, who will teleport into this. I think they know that Baron is going on. Teleport from the Kog'Maw as well to join. Jump over. It was on 55 health, but they do secure it in the end. Bit of a miss smite from Dermat, but they still managed to pick it up.
Yeah, this was the item breakpoint for Lucian. I thought QNI would try and play around. Now it becomes more difficult because of the Baron. As so the enemy team will most likely be able to catch up once the Baron runs out and get their 3rd item. Some of them at least, which makes this power spike not as intense as it could have been because of that mistake in mid lane.
Yeah, but Baron not being used too much just yet.
Yeah.
Obsession
Oh,
going for the
Jesus.
1v1 against Jungle Diff. Forest Friend is here to back him up. Bullet time
Oh, the
comes out,
misfortune
but it's
ulti.
not enough. Forest Friend will go down, but Salty Ducky will finish off the enemy bot lane in return.
Yeah.
Obsession
It's
is
a normal
so
mistake.
close.
It's almost a mistake we see. Getting Baron buff fights in the jungle might not be optimal.
But
But
sleeps
it was
into
a good the Morgana, anyway.
Sky Cold here, just jumping straight forwards at the LeBlanc.
Yeah, he's really strong now with the Merc Threads as well. I don't think the...
Aha, magic pen does go up.
Yeah, it
You get
gives.
4 extra.
That's actually kind of good. We actually see Infinity Edge throw item on Graves. I would have thought it would be Bloodthirster considering the amount of burst damage enemy team has, as he could survive for longer. But of course, Infinity Edge gives more damage, so it does make sense in a way as well.
As the Ornn Horn called, Sky Cold and Sleeps in a very bad position. Really nice dark binding across the wall. They will pick up the kill onto the LeBlanc. Sleeps is just buying time with the Zonya's Jungle Diff having to jump back with the ultimate. Will get taken down by the Graves. Meanwhile, Poppy is just soloing the Nami. Big win for DCTR. Oh, Dermat charging Ducky away. Ducky will get picked up.
Yeah, I can't
Now-
lock this solution down.
Obsession. Skycold and Punky Boy should be able to just pick up this turret in the middle lane. They're trying to go onto MF, but with the tower falls, he's just too far. And he's forced to run away towards his top lane tower. Salty Ducky's still trying to survive the flash
Oh.
forwards, but the tower shot
And
will
he
pick up
actually
the
got-
return kill.
Yeah, really well played there by Salty Ducky. But it doesn't really matter. That's the sad part.
Yeah, he'll get 300 gold, but what difference is that going to make right now?
The Kog'Maw flash might be huge though. Not sure it's worth the flash for Kog'Maw there to get that kill.
I think so, but the instant trade of junglers, both going down. Which team is going to be happy to do it? Punky
Okay.
Boy just walking too far forwards. The Nami bubble
That's
was
questionable.
huge. Honestly, without the Nami double bubble there, I think he doubled them both. Forest Friend. That is a hit. Unfortunately, Ornn, very strong.
Yeah, especially when all the damage is gone.
So if I can see Derma across the wall, chain is not enough.
Yeah, we'll just give the Cloud Soul. It might be a good thing because the Elder will spawn, and I would consider the blue side the favorite in that team fight if they get the proper vision setup. Kog'Maw still doesn't have tear. It kind of bothers me now. 3 items in. Should probably have gone for a tear a lot earlier. And it will limit his power in his team fights because he can't just spam out these ultimates.
Yeah, will be interesting to see what he plans to go next. But I think the game's probably going to come down to the Elder Drake fight. DCTR probably happy to just wait till then and try and use their team comp to win that fight.
Yeah, and the solution has now 4 items. For so he is really he gets and doesn't get by Poppy or one shot by Graves. He might just 1v5.
Chains were used by Obsession in that trade onto LeBlanc. It's a lot of damage taken out from LeBlanc. Almost picks up. That is the pickup with the Ornhorn. They found
And the
Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw is
Kog'Maw's
dead.
down. Bullet time does do nothing. Jungle Diff has found MF on the backside. Dermat will also go down. MF's still
Yeah.
actually alive, trying to trade onto Jungle Diff. Not quite got the damage. Skycold now left in the 1v5. Will try and jump away, but said by jumping over the wall. They will pick that up. It is the clean ace 5-0. And will they just run this down mid lane?
They might look for an end. I'm not sure they have the wave. There
definitely
are
tank it.
super minions.
Not sure they
They're
have the
super minions pushing
damage.
against. Yeah,
They should
they're
be able
probably
to
not.
take a tower.
Yeah, so in the end, the fight doesn't really do too much. It's still gonna come down to the Elder fight, of course. Yeah, of course, some extra gold is good, but it won't really change it too much before the Elder fight. Other than the extra gold, and maybe that LeBlanc and Echo used flash, which probably
And-
won't come up before the Elder fight.
And Misfortune.
Yeah, and
That could be a
Misfortune.
big one.
Yeah, so Kog'Maw will have flash while either Echo or the LeBlanc will, so he might be able to survive a lot longer in the next fight.
Ooh, we see
But we will have to
Death
see.
Rush coming out. Interesting teleport up to top lane by the Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
They're just starting off the
Oh.
Baron.
Yeah, the Ornn has his ulti up again.
He's on the backside. They're putting a lot of damage down. They can't quite finish him off. They do get him in the end. So far, it's a 2-0. One picked up in
but the Echo
return.
gets damage there. Yeah.
And there's 2 left on each team. Salty Ducky and Forest Friend up against Skycold and Sleeps.
Yeah, it seems like nothing will really happen here.
Yeah, looks like both teams just happy to back away from that one. Say, you know what? Doesn't matter who wins this one. We're not going to take the Baron anymore. Let's just back off.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see if LeBlanc completes that gap before the Elder fight. I think Might just not farm as well. That might be a problem. But if she gets the death cap before the fight, it will be huge. Kog'Maw went for the Sonias instead of another damage item, so LeBlanc could really, if she plays it perfectly, she could really do a lot of damage to the enemy team.
Yes, I think looking at the flash timers, Echo's flash should be up just as the Elder's spawning. MFs will probably come up mid-fight along with LeBlanc's. LeBlanc's towards the tail end of
Yeah,
the
it might
ensuing
actually.
fight, but
It's difficult to tell. It might be up.
both teams just trying to farm up what they can. Stopwatch check, we've got a Zhonya's that will be up on the Kog'Maw, we've got a stopwatch on Lucian and MF, and we've got a Zhonya's on the Echo, all of which could be used in the ensuing team fight. Baron was actually started up by DCTR. It's an aggressive move. Dermat's taking quite a decent amount of damage from it. DCTR will look to try and disengage from this one. LeBlanc is below them, jumps in, that's a massive chunk of damage, but there's no one to follow up. They're trying to go forwards, Jungle Diff onto Skycold, force the flash out. Ornn is ejected from the fight, and that's probably going to be the end of it. Unless Skycold and Dermat might stick around too long. Dermat going to be caught out, does actually just get out in time.
Yeah,
but
you just saw the triangular recall. Yeah, so it might just be the Baron here.
I think it will be, and that'll be Baron going down. Elder coming up very soon. That TP is somewhat questionable.
Yeah.
There's 40 seconds on the Elder. Looks like maybe they want to just try and keep them around. Oh, Jungle Diff going after Obsession. That is the stopwatch burnt though from the Morgana. That could be important in the team fight.
And the flash burn from Echo as well. So it is. It could be a win for either side here.
Another important point, the MF stopwatch is now down.
Yeah.
So she does not have a way to protect herself against anything. 14 seconds on this Elder Drake. Looks like they're going for the Death Brush.
Yeah, LeBlanc won't be able to recall to get that cap before the Elder Drake fight, which could be a huge difference in the damage. If she had that cap in the previous fight when she went in there, I think she kills 2 people at least. So she won't be established.
The Elder. They're just going straight for it, trying to turn on to Dermat here. There is a flash on the Poppy, he can go for this.
And Kog'Maw can just ult into the pit here. I'm not sure why he doesn't.
They missed the objection, they jump down and steal it. That's a really early smite coming out from the Echo. But can they win the ensuing team fight? Serpai trying to jump off the backline.
That's a really good Sonya spy Kog'Maw as well.
Yeah, and we'll have to watch and see if they can try and end from this one.
Yeah, they don't really have a wave. They should be able to get the mid in it.
Yeah, if they can force a fight. They've got the poke from the Kog'Maw. If Kog'Maw can get off some nice ults, they could potentially knock down some of the enemy team. Obsession playing with fire, walking up on half health. We'll get a small wolf for his troubles.
And the Graves actually has both her now, so he's in a fight. It's really difficult to kill him unless you just CC him up.
Jungle Diff is looking for the flank.
Yeah.
There's the Nami wave used.
Ooh.
Skycold moving forwards. Echo is coming up behind, jumping in. Jumps out, doesn't get anything, but maybe just dissuaded DCTR from pushing any further.
Yeah, it seems like this actually won't end the game, which is understandable. The mid wave was really pushed in, and they had to catch that, and also they didn't really have any waves to push into the enemy team. And that Echo play was really preventing for their continuing on the push. So the fight, they won this might fight, but doesn't really change too much here.
I suppose give them a stronger Elder if they manage to get it again, but past that, it's not really meaning anything.
Yeah, I like the Mikhails on Ornn here.
Oh, yeah.
It is usually a good go with furtive items when you're so tanky, it doesn't really matter. I would like to see like a Night Swar or something last item from him, just to give one of his carriers more durability.
He does have the Kindle Gem that could be going towards a Knight's Vow.
Yeah. He could also go for a Anathema's Chain, chain it on top of either Kog'Maw or Misfortune, so his ult is even
Oh,
deadly.
Sky Cold. In a lot of
Oof.
trouble. Nice shield. Stopwatch to keep him alive.
Yeah.
It's an
They
interrupt
still
jungle
have
from
the
the
Elder
backline.
Dragon. Oh.
They have the Elder Dragon, but can they get enough damage down?
Yeah, the Elder
The
Dragon is
Elder
gone
wears
now.
off.
This might be
This
the
could
end.
be the game. They
Yeah.
jump forwards, they get the Cogmore, they get the GA off the MF. The MF is surely going to die here as well. Surely Poppy cannot defend the 1v5. Morgana will be up in 34 seconds, but what can the Poppy do to even defend against this? Looks like Dermat's not even going to try.
Has no ulti as well. Can't really ult him away either to buy time.
Knows that there's nothing he'd be able to do. We'll just get a little bit more farm before game 1 going to go over to the side of QNF. That is a 1-0. QNF picking up the first game. Oh, what a banger.
Yeah. Really back and forth. But I think the superior macro, especially in the mid game, really gave the lead for QNF, and also just some really good moments from some of their players. Getting off some flanks, some good Ornn ultimates as well. Just in general, they played really well and played around kind of well around their strengths as a team. Strength as a team comp. Overforced a few times, but overall really well played by them, and maybe overforced a little bit too much, especially from Dormat in the early game, considering how their comp worked. They wanted to scale up a bit with the Kog'Maw, with the MF and the Graves, so they gave a bit too much of an early advantage, and really gave the Lucian a way to carry the game, as well as the LeBlanc maybe a bit too much of a free room in the mid game.
And we do have the final game of today, or at least this stream, ready to go. There might be a live one later, depending on if we have somebody able to stream it. So this time QNF on the blue side, DCTR on the right side. We do have a returning champion or two. We've got Dub on his Ornn again in the top. This time Jungle Div has Kha'Zix, Pite is playing TF mid. Salty Ducky has Lucian again as AD carry, but Forest Friend this time is on the Seraphine. Sky Cold in the top lane is playing Camille. Derma is on Rammus jungle. We've got Sleeps playing Zoe in the mid lane. Punky Boy is on his Jhin, his famous double pentakill Jhin, and Obsession on the Rakan. Let's see if DCTR can come back from that previous loss, turn this around, and pick themselves up a win.
Yeah, some strange champions here, I would have to say.
Yeah, not too often you see a Rammus, but there is a lot of champions that will rely on auto attacks. I'm still not too sure about
Yeah.
if it's a great pick in this
I'm
situation.
also questioning the Kha'Zix. It's not that strong in my opinion, but of course it has that carry potential. It can just pop off at any moment. As well as the Zoe, she also can just completely take over games if she gets the space she needs. And this might actually be an opportunity for her. The only scary thing is the point click CC from TF and the single target damage from Kha'Zix, and the buttloads on CC on both Seraphine and Ornn. So it might be difficult to navigate around the fight for her, but if she does that well, I think she really can do a lot. Especially with the Jhin. Good follow up on Rakan and on the Rammus, and Camille also will outsplit push every champion in the game. Only problem is that TF has his global ultimate, of course.
Yeah, looks like both invades went through, nothing really came off of it. Sky Cold will spot out the red is being taken. Puts the ward down. but I'm not sure what he's planning to really do with that. I guess they'll
Yeah.
see which direction the Kha'Zix goes, whether Krugs will be up or not.
Yeah, the question is, will Kha'Zix just run straight down to his red buff just to prevent the? Nah, okay. So they will just mirror each other. Or, okay, they will actually meet on Kha'Zix's red buff, and the bot lane has and mid lane actually has push. It is scary for Rammus here.
Yeah, and they're all converging. They know Rammus has gone
Yeah.
down. They're expecting him to be here.
Oh.
Stun will come out, but
Yeah, he will
Rammus should
escape,
be able
but
to walk out. And
he loses a lot of time there. That's while Kha'Zix starts on his second buff, and also has a full jungle. Rammus loses his red buff and is behind on the clear, which is really sad, especially as he plays against a really high tempo jungler in Kha'Zix who really wants to snowball. If he doesn't snowball, he is kind of useless.
yeah, Skycold there going for the trade. Nice W from Debdub. Will make sure that he does not get stunned. I would expect it's probably going to be fairly slow of an early game. Um,
Yeah,
I'm not really expecting any of these champions to be trying to straight up kill the other ones. Maybe Lucian Seraphine could look for something, but it's Seraphine, does not have that much damage early.
yeah.
Can do a
In an
decent amount of
illusion
poke,
lane,
but
in an illusion could just randomly kill someone. You never
yeah.
know, or die himself. So
Debdub actually being taken quite low. Terma looking for the trade.
yeah,
Camille is on the way down. The taunt is going, he'll jump out of that one. There is a gold card on the TF. So he will be able to walk out.
yeah. But again, the bot lane of QNI actually has the push, so he has the safety net that he should be able to get the bot scuttle if he wants to.
Yeah, just for the people asking in chat, we asked if Coordination Inferno would mind us using QNF just so it's
QNF.
more obvious for people when they're looking. They're not wondering why there's two teams called QNI. In
Yeah, I
because
understand that.
can
I'm
get a
just
bit
kind of brain dead.
confusing. It's
Yeah, I will try to use that, but I'm kind of brain dead, so I might just do the opposite. But
yeah, it doesn't really matter, but it's just so when people walk in the stream, they can see QNF and know, this is the Ocean
yeah,
team.
yeah, I understand that.
But yeah, Skycold and Dipped Up just with some trades up in this top lane. The roam into the river from Skycold has been down a level. Looks like Jungle Diff is going to look for a lane gank.
Yeah, might be nice for Rammus, but it is a very big wave, so it is difficult to trade into that wave.
And this could be a lot of time wasted.
Oh,
We'll go for the trade, and that is jump in from the Kha'Zix. A flash away from Skycold, but it's not quite enough. And Dermat trying to trade back, but his W is going to turn off in a second, and that's a double kill onto the Kha'Zix. An absolute disaster. A re-engage coming out from Obsession. The root does go down onto the Lucian. That's a lot of damage being thrown backwards and forwards, but no kills in the bot lane.
yeah, I guess they just thought that Kha'Zix was bot lane taking his skull crab, but he was actually just taking his topside jungle instead.
I will say Punky Boy is up on CS right now. That's you don't really expect this when you've got the double range matchup into the range semi-range, and you're using a Lucian, something that tends to have a decent amount of kill threat in the early.
Yeah, the Lucian might have looked to harass more than actually the problem that can occur. Yeah.
First packs have come out. Some items being picked up by various players. See, there's not too much of a difference right now. There's 1,000 gold lead, but that's from the 2 kills.
Yeah, oh,
Oh, flash forwards, there's a lot of damage put onto Salty Ducky, but there's no real follow-up. And the TP
and
coming
Orvis
in means
TPing.
surely Obsession's going to die.
And the
There
TF ult
goes
as well,
TF,
but
but the
to
heal,
that.
it's keeping them alive.
Ooh.
And they're dodging everything. They're
Oh
both still
my
alive.
god.
Obsession somehow is still alive. Dermat is now in there.
Yes.
They picked up one kill. And now Dermat's just kind of got to walk away. And
So Incoming is on their way. This is really scary.
that was a really nice hold as well on the heal from
Ooh,
Punky Boy until the last second. But there's a cleanse forced out from Serpai. There is
really good
6
on
on the
this one.
Camille. We'll just lock in the Seraphine. Who will they give it to? Skycold will pick it up. I think that's probably the right choice.
Yeah, so we can have more map influence in the mid game, but Camille is their late game split pusher, so it makes sense.
Rammus getting the second kill is somewhat sad. But
Yeah,
hey, a kill's a kill.
yeah. We will also see different than a class game, which
Oh,
can only be positive.
teleport coming in. Dark Harvest will get picked up, and that early trade will be secured by QNF at the cost of a teleport, which is worth.
Yeah, or it is a TP from TF, so he will have his R up soon anyway. So he will still have that map pressure. So it's not that bad. He also wanted to TP to get back into the mid wave for the tempo, so it isn't bad at all.
So the battle of the ages there between Rammus and the blue buff. Directed camera gave us like a full 10 seconds of Rammus blue buff action. Stolen exhaust being used. Just for the extra little bit of damage. Was that a
Yeah,
redemption that dropped? I think it was. No, it was a heal.
nah, it's a heal. Yeah. Leso should look for Recoiler. She has no mana. The problem is that she can't really shove in the wave, so she has a TP back, but then TF has the map pressure again with his ulti soon up, so it's a difficult position for her to be in. She either sacrifices the map or her own lane, which could again
Oh,
sacrifice the map.
Jungle
Oh,
Diff jumping in. There's the flash going under the tower. It's a lot of damage, but Sleeps will come back.
oh,
And it
oh!
does
They
actually
done
pick up
his
the
trade,
return.
and that's actually really huge because the problem she had there was kind of forced to stay in it with no mana or use the TP, but now she can actually get a trade kill. Loses some CS from the wave pushing in there, but
Should be able to
Rammus will
walk
pick it up.
back. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's now got the luxury of being able to walk back to lane. Or try and make a TP play. But no lane's really set up for it right now. Look at the
yeah,
vision control on the bottom side of QNF.
yeah. It
That's
is
4
scary.
control wards. Rammus jumping in actually does get the knock
Oh,
up onto the Kha'Zix taunt going
and
down. So much damage
it
onto the
is the TP play
Camille.
actually.
Skycold will go down in return.
Okay,
QNF's
they
jungler
should be
right
able to
now
win this, no?
is so low. Flash forced out from the Kha'Zix. Bubble goes wide. Rammus just needs to catch up, I think. Oh, but the
Isolated
turnaround is too quick.
damage.
Rammus still alive. A lot of damage being
Rammus
forced
has
out right now.
triumph actually.
Salty Ducky almost goes down.
Oh, you can't miss those.
Taunt.
Okay, yeah,
Drowsy.
sort of CC, but he has the cleanse
They're
actually.
staying alive. Obsession going in for the kill. He picks up one. Forest Friend now will go down. Nice W time, but it won't make a difference. Sleeps in a bit of an awkward spot.
Oh,
Nice stopwatches coming
Jesus,
out. It does mean
that's
Serpai will get the kill. I respect the attempt.
yeah. Real well played by both sides. In that last bit.
And Serpai just
Oh,
sticks around too long. Shut
yeah,
down
that's a
onto the Camille.
shutdown for Camille. That's really scary, especially as she's playing. We'll just be able to split push almost to victory after she has like around 2 items probably.
Yeah, Sky Cold as well, and the Camille will pick up a plate. Has
Yeah,
double buffs, that's so much. It is only about a 1000 gold lead right now, the side of DCTR, but This
Yeah,
time
and a lot
they
of that
have
is probably on Rakan, which isn't optimal.
about 900 of that on the Rakan. So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty
Yeah, I
much the
got
gold lead
Mogu.
right now is Rakan.
Yeah, and the Kha'Zix has 4 kills. It is really scary. He could get shot down by Rammus E, so...
Completed Yomi's knock up onto Skycold, but Skycold as well with the double buffs will just heal back up whatever damage is put into him.
Yeah, I don't see too much happening right now. TF has ulti up though, so he might be able to look for something. Not sure he can do anything top lane right now. And a dragon will spawn in 20 seconds.
And we can see with all the lifesteal that Skycold has, he is just slowly winning out against Bjorn.
Yeah,
Knock up.
especially with double buffs.
Doesn't use the Hextech ultimatum, doesn't think he has the kill quite yet.
Yeah, might also want to save it for the dragon fight. It could be in his mind.
It's only the second Drake. It is Earth, meaning we will not have the Mountain Soul.
Yeah, that's kind of good. Kind of broken soul, so...
It's nice to see we're
Fine
not
to
going
have.
to decide the game from it. Um,
It is really
quickly,
huge though to get just the mountain dragon here because it gives max resistances for the backline of QNF, and it will actually make the Zoe, who has gone for a really high flat pan build, less effective on the poke against these squishy targets.
oh, Ornhorn is used. The TF is
Oh,
coming, it's missed. Skycold trying to trade back right now. We'll use the ultimatum a little bit early, but it's will go down. Didn't manage to dodge any of the CC with it.
yeah, she has full Triforce now though, so she's really strong.
Yeah,
And,
TF has got a kill, but TF not really the person you want all of your kills to be going to. I suppose when your choice is TF or on,
yeah,
it's fine, but Obsession in a decent amount of trouble right now. But we'll be able to just jump out of that one. Dema's here, but they don't want the fight. They see the Ornn.
actually a TP from the Ornn. That's actually really huge.
Yeah, they thought they could really just force that fight, but not going
Yeah.
to be able to.
So now the Camille actually has the TP advantage.
Yes, he does. They're trying to go on to sleeps. Will
Oh.
force the flash. Flash for flash, not too bad when you've got a skill spellbook. That's the stun, but the drowsy's
Oh.
going down. That's going to be a decent chunk of damage, but director
Cleanse
camera
it,
knows
yeah.
that the minions were going to block it. Forest Remnant
Oh.
forced to flash away. They found Jungle Lift, but he will also flash away. Lots of flashes just being used right now.
And actually, the Infernal map will really make Zoe's life a little bit more difficult because of the walls.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and that's almost a kill.
Yeah, it is.
And it will be the kill. Deb actually does get it with the Ornhorn.
Yeah, so there's less choke points here, so the Zoe Jin combo is less potent, and Camille also has less walls to actually Eon. Ornn's ulti won't have as many choke points as well, so it really can influence some of these team fights in this game, especially.
And some more just small trading coming out.
Yeah, those true damage Qs are starting to hurt on the Ornn. Unless he optimizes for a second item, Warmogs. That's actually something we see in the tanks do to counter a split push.
Oh,
Because just
they're
go for a
going
trade.
back.
Oh,
The ultimate was used. It's being traded, culling. Maybe
Minions
Punky
blocking
Boy
it.
could have stuck in that. I'm not sure if the minions were going to walk forwards far enough to block. It looked like they might.
Oh yeah, they blocked some of them actually.
Rammus jumping forwards will get the taunt
Oh.
onto the TF, forcing him to gold card Rammus. It's a lot of damage. Rammus getting it in
And
the
the
end.
Rammus get it.
Not the
Yeah,
best,
Rammus and
Punky Boy.
oh,
Maybe forgetting that Seraphine is actually a champion, not a minion. And
yeah. Or maybe wanted to heal and then try and go for the kill maybe, but just didn't heal fast enough. I don't know. But now the Camille is actually getting some free time up in top lane. Really huge for her to scale up.
you know, 2 Rift Herald charges were got off there. One of them basically non-existent because the tower was almost dead anyway, but that second one, a nice nice charge to get off. And somewhat important that they got that off because it did mean they get first tower.
We've seen Oblivion already from Zoe.
Yeah, must be worried about the
Morale.
Seraphine heals.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, I can see that. Hopefully she's not gonna opt into going for the full morales. That would really stunt her build.
That's
So we'll just have to see.
yeah, that's a quick kill picked up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of damage from the Zoe.
This is actually a soul point for QNF. So if they
Looks
get
like
this, it will be massive.
Sleeps attempted a steal there, I think, but just wasn't able to
Yeah.
get there in time. Dermat walking into danger. It's a lot of damage. There's the encore. Sleeps does go out to the side, but too much damage coming out. We'll just pick that up. Camille on the backside will pick one up. Exhaust is used on the Jhin. Jhin opens up the curtains. It's just a really messy
Camille?
team fight. Camille jumping back in, trying to get onto Serpai, trying to finish off this TF first. Can't quite get the damage down. And now Dermat forced to try and run away. A 3-for-1 in the end in favor of QNF.
Yeah, and it might now be Infernal Soul for QNF with a Kha'Zix, Lucian, and a Seraphine. It is really scary at this point.
And
Yeah.
yeah, not too much happening just there. Oh,
Okay.
that's a sleep. That should be a kill. So we just picking up a nice kill.
Yeah, that stunts their pressure.
Sky Cold going after Salty Ducky.
Yeah. Oh.
He won't.
She
use
doesn't
the
have.
ults.
Yeah, she doesn't have it yet. A few seconds left on the cooldown,
Yep.
so
They'll get a blue buff for their troubles though.
yeah. And the game is sort of stabilizing. QNF doesn't really 3 minutes. Walk around and get as much gold as you can, and for that,
Just a little
even maybe
while
look for
until
a
the
trade.
Ornn starts giving items as well.
Yeah. Should maybe look to get into
Double
Silent to get that experience.
They're trying to go in. There's a jump in. The Ornn was called. It's on to Sleeps. Meanwhile, Jhin struggling in the backline. The Encore does not hit. And it's just a lot of ultimates thrown at each other.
Yeah.
And looks like mid-wave will be forced in outside of QNF. They're looking to try and force down this tower, open up the map a little bit more, give Kha'Zix those flanks that he otherwise might not be able to get.
Yeah, and that just enables them to get some deep vision in bot side jungle about 2 minutes before the fight, and
Yeah, I'll be
which is
interested. Oh, taunt onto
Yeah.
the Kha'Zix. They're putting a decent amount of damage on him. He used the invis, but it's not going to keep him alive. They've trapped Salty Ducky. They will take him down.
Oh.
That is the Lucian dead with a minute 40 left on that dragon. A lot was used. Skycall jumping over the wall gets the slow onto Dead Dub, but nothing else will really come from that. Sleeps is just going to force down that tower with the use of the Zoe passive.
Yeah, and completing an item here is actually okay. It's like a soul fight. If that's the only item you can complete, it just gives you that power you need to actually fight for the soul. The only that maybe avoid stuff. It costs 200 more gold. You should probably be able to get that before the Infernal Soul fight comes up. But she already had the Oblivion Orb, so it is what it is.
It is what it is, and maybe that extra health keeps her alive from a Kha'Zix
Yeah,
jumping.
it might.
It's one where you don't feel too bad about finishing it. It's not like you have a Seraphine who's gonna give you all grievous wounds anyway.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. The scary thing is that the Infernal Soul fight is coming up soon, and there isn't really too many champions who has yet. And if some does complete their items, it could be really scary for the other team, especially as if the illusion completes the Essence Tree before the fight. We have already see actually the TF gets the Sonias, which could be fight changing, and the Kha'Zix has 2.5 items, which is extra scary considering
They're looking
there
for
isn't really
Forest
any tank
Friend.
other than the.
Drowsy on the Seraphine flashing away. It does hit
Oh,
through,
that's
less than 300 health. And that's a
yeah.
big damage down before this fight. Seraphine will be able to heal up over time, but they're really in a bit of an awkward spot. They're just trying to throw some poke down.
Yeah, if they keep doing this, like they will win because no one can really outpoke the Zoe here. It's not that
Problem is Seraphine
QNF has a lot of
just
poke compared.
healing them all up. Has a lot of
Yeah,
mana
that is
regen, doesn't really mind.
yeah. She might not be at that insane point yet, but Zoe hasn't that insane damage also. A bubble can change a lot.
It's
But
only onto the Ornn. There's a lot of damage.
yeah.
They're taking the
Oh,
engage. They jumped into that. Does get the charm down. Ornhorn goes wide. Forest Friend is taken down, but Punky Boy is going down to the Kha'Zix on the backside. Sleeps isn't able to keep him alive. Salty Ducky, meanwhile, is being chased down by this Rammus. Rammus will go down to the tower as well. Skycold is still alive on the Camille. They've got to be very careful. Skycold and Inhibition up against the Kha'Zix. If it goes down,
yeah.
that should be the soul as well going over to the side of QNF. Just yeah, Jungle Diff just knew what to do there, ignoring the rest of the team jumping onto the Jhin, making sure he can take him down. Sleeps tried to help, but just ended up falling as well. Um, maybe if the exhaust had come down a bit sooner, who knows?
Yeah, that's a really early. So the Elder will actually be up in around 30. At that point,
Yep.
Kha'Zix should have 3 items with him, sort of Inferno. I don't really see anyone really being able to do anything, actually.
Yeah, and it's they kind of gonna have a really big issue with this Kha'Zix because
Yeah.
he can just one-shot the Jhin. He's just shown that he's able to one-shot the Jhin.
Yeah.
And there's nothing stopping him doing it again. Like, what can Punky Boy even do?
The thing is, they do have 1 point click CC, which is the Rammus, so they could just have him as the bodyguard. Look to just have Zoe and Jhin poke, and just wait for Kha'Zix to jump on them. I think they should be able to win the poke war, even with the Seraphine. But then again, Zoe is going for a Sonia's third attempt. She won't really have that much damage, so it might actually not be that viable. So they might just have to go for a Hail Mary play with Camille, with pushing. She has a power spike now, so she should be able to outdo anyone except the Kha'Zix. But if she drags Kha'Zix to the opposite side of Baron or the Elder Dragon, they might be able to do something.
Yeah, and the teams are just farming up right now. Neither of them really wanting to flip anything.
Yeah, the ADCs are not really being looked after this game. One just barely
Oh,
has the
but
second
there's an
item.
engage in the top side. Serpai probably goes down here. Skycold trying to get the damage out, but nice flash away. Serpai will keep himself alive. Skycold now having to run. Punky Boy,
Oh,
yeah, there's nothing he can do. Oh,
that's
Skycold,
an
nice
interesting.
turnaround. Really nice timing. So 1-for-1 overall. Mid lane for AD carry.
Yeah, but the Kazakhs just becomes more and more worrying. At this point, he has already 3 items. We'll probably get 4 items before the Elder Dragon fight now. If he
Oh,
continues at this
Skycold
speed.
just stuck around too long,
Oh,
but a nice use of the passive to keep himself alive. Jungle Diff jumping over, but the
okay.
Rammus is here. Will taunt up the Kha'Zix. That was an interrupt to the taunt, not the best timing on the CC layering. A jump in from Skycold will
Oh,
pick up the kill. That's 1,000 gold to the Camille. But overall, lost team fight for the side of DCTR. Not the best, but 1,000 gold on the Camille is big.
yeah. The overall got more gold there. I think even with
Yeah, it's
turret going down, I think they should still get overall more from that, which is favorable at this point.
yeah,
Just
especially on the
we're just
Camille.
going even. Yeah. She's going for that stance, so shows Kha'Zix. She got that
Yeah.
item.
So it is about 1,000 gold lead right now. For QNF, they do also have the Ornn, so Ornn items will
Yeah.
start coming through. So that gold lead, how many does he have? 2 Ornn? He hasn't
It
given
should
one
be
out yet.
one. Yeah, it should be able to give one out. At this point, it's clear that TF is actually going for a Lich Bane instead. He just needs to get that CC off, so they could
Oh,
look for picks. But
Sleeps is out of position and just going to fall down. Yeah, he got the sleep, but
yeah,
no one was able to follow up. It looks like QNF are looking at this Baron.
yeah, they will probably get it as well. I don't see how the enemy team actually can do anything against it.
Yeah, and Camille not really going to want to TP into this one.
Yeah,
It's
might get the bot turret though. That is 6 at least.
yeah, he gets a little bit of gold back at least. Oh, but will Skycold overstay? Yomi's being used. I will give up the chase.
And the Elder is in 1 minute now. Of course, anything can happen. Be able to steal a dragon, but yeah, it looks difficult. The Camille has 3 items actually, so she is almost on par with the Kha'Zix now because he hasn't really got a complete item, so it isn't that much of a difference between those 2. But the Zoe can't really do any damage. The Jhin will struggle to do damage with the Kha'Zix there, and the Ornn will just stand there and do what he wants. Oh.
That's a lot of damage. Sleep's actually staying alive, but Jungle Diff coming around the side. Punky Boy flashing away, but
Yeah.
I think that was just a Q. Skycold, the only one left alive, but Obsession actually. That's respawned, but what can they even really do? Elder's gonna go over, and you have to imagine that like this will probably be the game. Dermat might try for the Miracle Steal, but
Yeah, has no ghost, has no ulti. It will be difficult. But
yeah, he is there on time, but I can't quite dodge out of the Seraphine. And it will just turn away from the dragon. There was no way of them getting that.
yeah.
You have to try, I think, in that situation. Your team comp cannot survive against an Elder, and that's probably going to be the game. Kha'Zix now needs even less damage in his combinations to
Yeah.
kill them.
Get the shields as well. So
Yeah,
And
he can build whatever he wants at this point.
yeah, I could probably go Death Cap last item.
He doesn't actually have a Sterex yet. He could go Sterex.
Yeah, for survivability, like AD assassins have so many options.
Yeah.
So, but he already has the Edge of Night, which gives him that spell shield. So
Generally should be fine. Eclipse as well also gives a bit of shield.
yeah,
Actually,
and Omnivamp, and yeah, it is. It looks kind of doomed.
but who knows? Maybe we'll see the Miracle
Um,
team fight. Maybe Jungle Diff messes up,
Yeah,
gets
could happen.
bubbled, and one shot.
And one shot, yeah. It's also the level leads, like he's level. Sky Cold is level 15, highest level.
Yeah, worth noting as well though that there's the Elder Dragon buff. I think it's only on 3. It's Forest Friend, Jungle Diff,
Yeah,
and Deb Dub.
that is true.
Jungle Diff jumping forwards and ooh, the Q not
Oh,
quite
it
enough.
barely didn't.
That actually would have been a one shot if
Yeah,
that had killed.
Jesus.
Curtain Call is used. They're just gonna try and
Do something, I guess. Yeah, they have
it's
to.
the desperation play that they have to make, but they've not got anything from it. 3 left
Yeah.
alive. They've gone to Sky Cold first. Sterex might keep him alive through the burn. Will do Punky Boy as well, just running back. They manage to get the Zonyas out from Serpai. They're trying Jungle Diff jumping in.
Oh.
Knock up.
Nah, it is.
Oh, they do pick up
okay.
the kill onto the Kha'Zix, but
Yeah. The game is over.
unfortunately the game is over for them, and that will be the 2-0 to Quad Nation Inferno.
Yeah, only 2 hours this today. Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the first side though. At least we know one side's not super OP. I should have been tracking that actually. I should have seen how many times we've had teams win from both sides, so we could see if one side was just better for teams in general.
Yeah, no, it usually depends on the players you have. I think, and also the meta, of course. But like, it usually is. It isn't that big of a difference. If a team is a lot better, it shouldn't really
Yeah.
count us too much. And if you win 2-0, I usually think you're a lot better on the day at least. So
Yeah, sometimes there are 2-0s which are extremely close, but I mean, even then, it's hard to say. Anyway, we'll close out this for now. I don't know if we're going to have a stream later. That'll be down to if Hampy can do it or not. But yeah, thank you guys for coming and casting.
yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, great, and we'll have you back sometime if you want to, or whatever times. Thanks everyone for coming and watching, and we'll catch you all later.